January 2026, the Lord has been good. Felicity Afionyo, she forecasts at the Ghana Met, so she tells us what to expect for the rest of the day. Felicity, good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Cousins. I hope you are doing fine.
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well, thank you. How is Wednesday looking like?
Wednesday is looking cloudy along the coastal strip. For those of us in Greater Accra, Central and Western regions, we are also expecting some showers over places this morning into the afternoon. The rest of the country will have a little bit of relaxation. We are having some medium and some high clouds over the north and parts of the middle and transition areas, but still in the midst of dry and slightly hazy conditions. We expect temperatures to be around 37, 38 for the north, 35, 37 for the middle and the transition. Along the coastal strip, we expect around 32, 33 degrees Celsius. The state of the sea for today will be rough. We are having rain and thunderclouds over the ocean, so fisher folks need to take precautions. We're having it drifting into Axim, Takrady, and its environment, so those around that area need to be careful. For the water lakes, they're critical for them to do fishing, but then if they want to fish this night to tomorrow morning, they need to watch out for misty and foggy conditions.
Felicity, thank you so much. The advice is always welcome.
Thank you too. Have a lovely day.
The Ghanaian Times newspaper, and on the front page, Ghana Gold Coast Refinery signed historic deal, 1,000 kg to be refined weekly. That's according to Sami Gyamfi. It comes with the pictures of Sami Gyamfi exchanging the signed MOU with one Dr. Deraz. We'll get the details in the bulletin. Also, Veep calls for more balanced partnership between Ghana and the IMF on page 13. According to the Vice President, Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman, also fire guts dozens of shops at Kwame Nkrumah Circle. A sad story there that happened yesterday, and 3,000 illegal firearms retrieved in gun amnesty, 3,000 of them, on page 13 of the paper. The back page of the Ghanaian Times has some sports papers, some sports stories. Fire guts dozens of shops at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, and CATS calls for establishment of ACTA to regulate transportation in national capital. A leading research and public policy think tank, CATS International Accra, it has called on government to establish the Accra City Transportation Authority to regulate, plan, and coordinate transportation across the capital. And the call follows worsening commuter hardship, rush hour congestion, and weak coordination arising from the fragmentation of the former Accra Metropolitan Assembly into multiple municipal and sub-metropolitan assemblies. These are some of the stories that the Ghanaian Times is talking about this morning. The Custodian newspaper, and on the front page of the paper, Gold Coast Refinery moved to refine gold locally. Gold Board and Gold Coast Refinery moved to refine gold locally on page 12 of the paper. Some good work being done by Sami Gyamfi. Also, sack and fit Ablakwa over diplomatic failures. The minority is telling President John Dramani Mahama. Nana Asafo-Adjei, the NPP MP for Bosome Freho, is the one who addressed this press conference yesterday. The minority demanding the sack of Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, as well as the recall of Ambassador Victor Smith, Ghana's ambassador to the United States. Also on the front page of the Custodian newspaper, IES backs NPA prize floor regime on page 12, and be part of Baumia's imminent victory. Another prayer to NPP delegates. That story is on page 3 of the paper. Be part of Baumia's imminent victory. Another prayer to NPP delegates. Stanbic Bank reaffirms support for Ghana's economic recovery on page 11 of the paper. Okay, so these are the same stories on the back page of the Custodian newspaper. The Finder newspaper this morning says that bond market turnover hits 4.61 billion. Bond market's turnover hits 4.61 billion on page 8. Professor Ade urges banks to cut lending rates on page 9. And Ghana's IMF program extension to August 2026 is technical. That story is on page 8 of the Finder newspaper. I was trying to give Sixtus the Daily Guide, but he did not see to take it. So, the Daily Guide newspaper, Ghana's favorite paper, on the front page, margins takes ID success to Gambia. An ex-MPP candidate stabs wife in US has been arrested. Valentino Ninoy Norte. That story is on page 3. Kwabena Ejapon unveils 6-pillar policy on page 6 of the paper as well. And Ablakwa must go, according to the minority. No more raw gold export. On page 3, Gold Board, Gold Coast Refinery sign deal. These are the stories that the Daily Guide is reporting this morning. Good morning to you, Sixtus.
I'll start with the Accra Times newspaper. We inform with pride and we educate, edited by Dean of the Parliamentary Press Corps, Simon Agiana. It reports BOG boss to launch media recognition initiative. Minority MPs accuse Ablakwa over foreign policy posture, and Ambassador Victor Smith addresses concerns of citizens in the U.S. NPA boss Lord's tour management for revamping operations comes with a picture of Mr. Edmond Combat, CEO of TOR, with lawyer Eduji Tameklo, CEO of NPA. And finally, on the front page of the Accra Times newspaper, CBDA assesses public perception of President Mahama's first press conference. The Daily Gist newspaper says, reshuffle looms. Lodina boy eyes defense comes with pictures of Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, current Minister for Works and Housing, Dr. Zaneto Ajiman Rollins, member for Adabraka area, and Roger Jemfi. Kole Klote.
Okay. Kole Klote, not Klote Kole.
One of them. Former NPP aspirant caged for stabbing wife in
US. What is Gilbert doing amongst those?
There's a Lodina boy eyes defense. I'm not sure whether he is the Lodina boy or the deputy defense minister, Broja Jemfi, is the Lodina boy.
If Gilbert is going to defense, it would be interesting in a certain way. I don't mean positive, interesting, like surprising, because we don't know him as such. We don't know him as somebody who has interest in that area.
Did you know the Honorable Nitu had any defense background?
So I'm not talking about the background exactly. I'm talking about interests. We don't know that yet. And then based on his performance in works and housing, that's a little something. People think he's amongst the ministries or the ministers who have not
pulled their weight
during the first year of the Mahama administration. So Gilbert, the thinking is that they say that some judges lucky because transportation has come to cover him small. So the deputy minister of the transport ministry will also be affected in all of that. So we're saying some reshuffles there. I mean, it's good. At least we're used to going close to 8 years without a change in government. So
it became the norm.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a long one on page 3 of the Daily Gist newspaper, and the story is by Issa Olego. Lengthy one, actually. There are more pictures here. So there's Joseph Bukari Nikwe, Transport Minister. There's Queen Star Pokia Sawyer. This name Queen Star. It's always sounded funny to me. Queen Star.
What are they saying about the Transport Minister?
Those are all pictures. It's a lengthy one. I'm not sure we can. Okay, so alternatively, this is somewhere in the middle of the story that I'm just reading from. Queen Star Mami Pokia Sawyer, Member of Parliament for Aguna East, is also being considered for the environment portfolio only if the First Lady would free her to take up a ministerial duty. Recently lost her husband, is one of the longest serving MPs, but her nomination for a ministerial job was allegedly torpedoed by the First Lady, who has an axe to grind with her. Interesting one. Okay, so Ken Ejay, who previously served as a deputy minister for defense to Dr. Benjamin Kumbo, did you know that?
Queen Star?
No.
Who are you talking about?
The one you were saying doesn't have interest in that side. Yes. I didn't know that. I honestly, I recall Benjamin Kumbo as defense minister, but I don't recall the deputy. So this was during the Mahama first term.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and is viewed as a familiar and experienced hand at the ministry. His perceived closeness to First Lady Lordina Mahama has further heightened speculation that he could be chosen to replace the late Dr. Edward. That sounds late. Okay, so now you know that there's a background. One of the most prominent, so I'm just picking bits and pieces from the story. I'm not reading in any particular order. One of the most prominent names.
Start and make sense? I think it's an interesting read and make sense of the names.
It's a really long one. Okay, let's see. Speculation is intensifying within the political space as expectations grow that President John Dramani Mahama, now in his second term, may soon undertake his first major ministerial reshuffle. Although the president has publicly urged patience, internal party discussions, vacant portfolios, and mounting public pressure in key sectors continue to fuel widespread anticipation of changes within his administration. Since returning to office, President Mahama has largely retained the ministerial team unveiled in January, a list that was notable for sidelining many lobbyists and signaling a preference for experience and loyalty over intense political bargaining. However, the deaths of 2 serving ministers have since created vacancies, particularly at the Defense Ministry and the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology, and Innovation, reopening conversations about realignment and balance within government. One of the most prominent names linked to public possible movement is Deputy Minister for Defense Broja Jemfi, popularly called Amani in NDC circles. Party sources indicate that he may be reassigned to head the Ministry of Works and Housing, a sector facing renewed scrutiny over housing deficits, stalled public projects, and infrastructure delivery. Such a move, observers say, would mark a strategic redeployment rather than a demotion. In parallel, Kenneth Gilbert Ejay is being tipped to assume the defense portfolio as substantive minister. Both Broja Jemfi and Kenneth Ejay are from the Ashanti region, and the two cannot hold the defense portfolio, leading to the shipping of Broja to Works and Housing as substantive. Ken Ejay, who...
So the paper says Broja Jemfi to Works and Housing.
Yes.
And then Gilbert to Defense.
To Defense.
Okay, continue.
Ken Ejay, who previously served as a Deputy Minister for Defense to Dr. Benjamin Kumbo during President Mohammed's first term, is viewed as a familiar and experienced hand at the ministry. His perceived closeness to First Lady Lordina Mahama has further heightened speculation that he could be chosen to replace the late Dr. Edward Kofi Omane Boamah, whose death left a significant gap in the Defense Ministry's leadership. He had lobbied for the defense portfolio upon the return of the Mahama administration, but lost to Dr. Omane Boamah, a close ally of the president. The Environment, Science and Technology Ministry has also emerged as a flashpoint in the reshuffle debate following the death of Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed in the ill-fated helicopter crash on August 6, 2025 near Obuasi. Zaneto Ajiman Rawlings, Member of Parliament for Klotekole and daughter of the late former President Jerry John Rawlings and NDC founder, has been repeatedly mentioned as a potential appointee, having earlier rejected the Deputy Minister of Health position. Her possible elevation has attracted rare bipartisan commentary, with Minority Leader Alexander Penyok Markin of the NPP publicly advocating her inclusion in Mohammed's cabinet as a matter of national interest and political correctness. Alternatively, Queenster Mame Pokia Sawyer, Member of Parliament for Aguna East, is also being considered for the environment portfolio, only if the First Lady will free her to take up a ministerial duty. Queenster, who recently lost her husband, is one of the longest serving members, but her nomination for a ministerial job was allegedly torpedoed by the First Lady, who has an axe to grind with her. I like that expression. She went philosophical after the snub, saying the shoe will be dirty again and the rag will be remembered with hashtag watch me. Oh, wash me, pa. I'm sure this was on Facebook, huh? The shoe will be dirty again and the rag will be remembered. Hashtag watch me. Charlie, Honorable, I'm copying this. No, I'm not copying. I'm borrowing this hashtag from you. Beyond filling vacancies, dissatisfaction with performance in some sectors is also driving calls for change. The Transport Minister, Joseph Bukari Nikwe, appointed in early 2025, has come under fire in recent time with reckless comments about the public transport crisis. He is reportedly under serious scrutiny amid persistent transportation challenges nationwide. Nicknamed the Okada Minister, following heated debates over a commercial motorcycle.
His nickname was the Okada Minister.
This is not fair to Honorable. Following heated debates over commercial motorcycle transport and promoting Okada business with legislative support to give legal backing to the dangerous enterprise, Nikwe has faced criticism over rising transport fares, congestion, and regulatory uncertainty. Sources within government suggest he could be shown the exit if the president opts for a broader reshuffle aimed at restoring public confidence. Despite these developments, President Mahama has recently sought to temper expectations of immediate changes. Addressing members of the Ghana Muslim missions during a courtesy call on him on Tuesday, November 25, the president dismissed claims that a reshuffle was imminent. He acknowledged the vacancies created by the loss of 2 ministers, but stressed that government would not be rushed into making appointments. You recall that engagement?
Yeah.
His comments were aimed at calming weeks of intense public debates and social media speculation, with the president confirming that appointments to the defense and environment ministries would be made in 2026 after due consideration. I think the last 3 paragraphs are really not.
But I mean,
that's a full gist.
Those of you listening to us, let us know if a reshuffle should happen. Let us know who you want to replace who and who you want to go where. Yeah.
Are you asking people to name their enemies?
No, they should tell us who they want to go where.
Tell us who you want fired.
Who you want to go to another place. Maybe the person is best suited there.
So that is the daily gist for you. And there's also that one there, sack Ablakwa over US visa restrictions.
Yes. The minority.
And this is from the minority.
So the caucus in Parliament, they called on President Mahama to immediately remove Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa as Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. They're accusing him of reckless diplomacy that has plunged the country into an international crisis with severe economic consequences. So this was a press conference
visa
yesterday.
restrictions, would this be the first time?
They mentioned that
when the minority was on the majority side, did we not experience restrictions where our produce and products not turned away from European markets? Was the minister sacked?
So they say that
unless there are reasons beyond that.
The minister is immature, confrontational in his diplomatic relations. So that's what they're saying, that addressing the press conference, it was addressed by the MP for Bosome Freho and Deputy Ranking Member Nanasa Fweje Aye. He said Ghana's inclusion on the United States list of 75 countries facing indefinite pause in immigrant visa processes was a direct result of what it described as the minister's immature, confrontational, and diplomatically illiterate conduct. So that's one of the reasons. According to the minority, the development undermines family reunification efforts and disrupts plans of skilled workers who had complied with U.S. immigration requirements. So beyond the social impact, they warned of grave economic consequences. And then they said that Ghana receives between $3.7 billion and $6.6 billion annually in remittances, with the United States accounting for the largest share, estimated between $1.5 billion and $2.5 billion each year. And they argue that freezing immigrant visa processing threatens this vital economic lifeline, warning that today's visa restrictions could translate into tomorrow's decline in remittances, worsening the hardship of families and communities across the country. They lay the blame squarely at the feet of Mr. Ablakwa, accusing him of choosing megaphone diplomacy. See, there's one thing about diplomatic relations. Whatever they use it as a form of diplomacy. Megaphone diplomacy. Have you heard some before?
I think that the minority has always wanted our foreign affairs minister to be that meek calf led to the slaughter. Don't talk. You see, that's in that African ministers and foreign ministers particularly do. They usually would adopt the yes massa approach. So long as the US is the one commanding, say yes sir, sir, let's go. How do you want it? How high should I jump? I think that the Honorable Ablakwa adopted a different approach, at least from what we can all see. The same thing we saw from Benjamin. You remember this UK High Commissioner to Ghana,
John Benjamin.
John Benjamin.
Yeah.
You recall him? What didn't they say about it? We now it's about this one? Is he a High Commissioner because he defied all the rules?
Yes.
Yeah, you see, you have also used another interesting word.
Yes, he was.
You've used an interesting word. So I think that the foreign minister's direct engagement with U.S. officials, especially on social media, is what is still bringing up all of these things. But I don't think, and I've said this before.
It's not only the U.S. they are mentioning. There's the bit about Israel too. So as evidence, the caucus pointed
No, I'm just using that as an example, because that particular incident. You recall when one of the House Committee chairpersons, this happened late last year. Yes, somewhere October, November, thereabout. You know, when this committee chair had made some remarks on social media, and our minister responded on social media. I mean, the face of diplomacy is changing. People are conducting business on Facebook. Well, there may be excesses, but what are the excesses? What do we define as excesses? You are saying that somebody fired you on social media, but if I respond on social media to that firement, then I am the bad one. I am adopting megaphone diplomacy. Come on. Governments are conducting business on social media. Doesn't Trump announce major policy decisions on social media?
Trump is an ex-president. Not as a former president, as in Twitter.
Okay. And that makes sense. You see, the way I paused. So you see, so that's also an interesting observation from you.
So this one, they'll call it Twitter diplomacy.
Twitter diplomacy. So let's stop that in that, US has spoken, so it is what it is. And we may disagree on the policy, the foreign policy of the administration of the day. But if we want to question or call for the removal of the foreign minister, the immediate question would be, what is the foreign policy direction of the administration?
Okay, so I'm getting two things from them. That's maybe questioning the foreign policy, like you've mentioned. They're also questioning the implementation strategy of that particular foreign policy. So, for instance, they're concerned about the deportation of Ghanaians from Israel, after which the foreign minister ordered the immediate deportation of Israeli nationals from Accra and publicly announced the policy of reciprocal deportations. The minority described this as petulant showmanship that violated basic diplomatic norms and portrayed Ghana as an unpredictable and untrustworthy nation. But, I mean, in diplomacy, there's a principle of reciprocity, so I don't know where this is coming from. Any two countries, you do me as I do you. That's what the principle of reciprocity in diplomacy is.
No, but that is not what our minority is calling for. You see, you do me, I do you. Our minority is taking the posture that you do me, depending on your power as a nation. If you are among the superpowers of the world, then you do me, I say, sorry, sir. You get it? That is not what they are expecting.
So
and for those of us who believe that African leaders, especially the ministers who represent us abroad, must not walk into the room with their hands in between their ties. You know, they sit like they are shivering. You see, when your senior housemaster summons you, that posturing. Those of us who believe that our ministers should not be continue to behave like that, we would not have any problem with the kind of engagements we see our foreign minister. Of course, if there's some scandal, if he takes a wrong turn, he makes a decision that costs the nation, like the example they cited.
Yeah,
the remittance. Yeah, that's money to the nation. So if indeed there's some merit to the argument, the foundation laid, that it is for 1, 2, 3 decisions of the foreign minister that we are losing this amount of money, then we can have that conversation and we can all call out the foreign minister and tell him to do the right thing or to resign.
So that is why they are asking for the full communications between the United States over the past 18 months, between Ghana and the United States. So
where have you seen that before?
That is what they are asking.
Where have you seen that before?
It be made
government
public.
Should make public its diplomatic communication with the United States,
so that they can be able to know.
I thought we were talking about basic diplomatic
basic
rules.
diplomacy. Yeah,
Is that not what we are talking about? Where have you heard that before?
They say they should bring it to the public so that
If
they'll
you don't
know
even care about Ghana, you don't care about the U.S.
where
end of the
the
communication.
foreign affairs minister may be reneged in his duty. But he's not the only one, though. Ambassador Victor Smith, he's also
Yes.
mentioned
He
that,
said recalled.
yes, it should be, yes, recalled.
Okay, so he too was his crime.
Accusing him of neglecting urgent diplomatic engagement while engaging in partisan domestic controversies.
What is that one?
That's what they're saying.
What does that mean? That's English. Break it down.
Maybe when we reach them, then they'll tell us exactly what he said. But that's what the minority.
Please let me run through this.
Yesterday, a sad story happened at Circle. You know,
I'm coming here. Let me just run through these ones. I haven't gone through the Daily Post and the BNFT. So let me just go through those two, then we can go into the sad story. You seem to like sad stories.
Oh no, there are people's businesses have been destroyed. We should talk about it.
Let me give you good news. And this will also create business, a lot of business. Gold Board and Gold Coast Refineries sign landmark deal to refine gold locally. You can buy the paper. Story is on pages 8 and 9 of the Daily Post newspaper. It is just 8 Ghana. So it comes with a picture of the chief executive of Gold Board and I believe his counterparts from Gold Coast Refinery. We are to start refining.
We have to start.
No, I like it. It's good news. I like it. I want to be part of that success story. You see, yeah, let's refine gold. And there's an argument that we have always made, adding value to our resources and not just shipping off raw materials. When you ship off the raw material, you get nothing from it. It's a conversation we have always had. Every single president has campaigned based on that same theory. So if it's starting now, I think we should all be happy about it. I can't seem to find page 8. I finally found it. It's not a lengthy one. It says that the partnership. Okay, so the Ghana Gold Board has signed a landmark gold refining agreement with Gold Coast Refinery on Tuesday, January 20, marking. Oh, so today is 21st. January has run pound.
The year started close to a weekend. What do you expect?
Marking a major step towards deepening value addition within Ghana's gold sector. The partnership seeks to reduce Ghana's long-standing reliance on exporting raw gold, a practice that has historically led to significant revenue losses that could otherwise be captured through domestic refining and downstream processing. Under the agreement, gold sourced from both artisanal and large-scale mining operations will be refined locally for trade and export, bolstering Ghana's position along the global gold value chain. Speaking at the signing ceremony in Accra, Gold Board Chief Executive Sami Jamfi said the agreement will significantly enhance the implementation of a track and trace system across the gold sector. He explained that Ghana's daily export of approximately 1 ton of gold will now be shipped in refined form with a minimum purity of 99.9%, the highest standard in the industry. Direct quote, "This development marks a major milestone in Ghana's gold trade and will help maximize national benefits from our mineral resources." So this is a flower we have to give Gold Board. So something is happening at TOR, something is happening at Gold Board. Those are things that we should applaud and pay attention to. Pay attention not in terms of looking out for the bad things. We are praying for the CEOs to take a wrong step, a wrong turn. Then we organize press conference and call for their removal. Something is happening. This is the time for the House Committee on Mineral Resources. Gold is under which one? Land and Natural Resources. This is the time for them bipartisan attention to this, so that we get the maximum. Support the CEOs and let them get the best for us. Valco not for sale. Process to modernize and expand it underway. You know,
who's talking?
I'm always struggling with this. I almost mentioned the other name. Randolph Chum Ankra. He's the CEO. I almost mentioned his other name.
You see, the thing about these things in the minds of the workers, the TUC, Public Utility Workers Union, all of that, they are very sure in their minds that if one of these institutions, ECG, Gridco, if any of them is privatized, or if you people involve private sector participation, by the way, they see private sector participation as the same as privatization. They say that it will mean the same thing, it's one and the same. If one of them happens, then automatically it will translate to all of the other ones. So if ECG is privatized, it means that VRA will, Valco will, Gridco will. It's just a matter of time. So the assurances that the CEOs give, they don't understand. They simply cannot agree that it's a position that will really, really happen. They are very certain that if it happens, then it means in the next couple of years.
Where from this mentality that state-owned businesses must be sold out, or we must have management agreements for state-owned businesses? Where from this? We almost sold Toll. Do you know that?
Yes, we almost did. We
MPP almost sold Toll. I'm rephrasing.
Please, me, I'll maintain we almost did.
No. MPP almost sold Toll.
So you see, there's
with funny excuses. So what did the old management fail to do that the new management is doing? What is Combat doing now that the old CEO could not have done? We almost sold it. We brought in a management partnership for ECG. This deal that backfired.
PDS.
PDS.
We know that.
Even Ghana Water. Ghana Water that they are chasing us today misbehaving. I'm very angry about Ghana Water.
Telecom,
I'll say that in.
Ghana Telecom, Vodafone Ghana.
Vodafone Ghana.
And then the airlines.
Ghana Airways. Somebody says it's now a chopper.
The chopper self is not there.
The chopper self collapsed.
The chopper is not there. So we had Ghana Airways, and then we privatized it. I think it was Ghana something. It became another company, but still with the Ghana International something. Fast forward, became a chopper. At a point, the airline or the aircraft that should carry about 400 people, you see like 70 people inside on a journey from wherever coming to Ghana. It's because how politics and how politicians abused it. If you go to ECG right now, they keep telling us that the state owes a lot of money to the companies, and then they cannot go and collect it for reasons best known to them, or for very obvious reasons. So there's the bits about how 50% of the revenue ECG should be collected is left uncollected. It's part of the reasons why they cannot do the things that they are supposed to do.
You know the funny thing? That private management, they don't bring aliens to come and run it. Usually they sign the agreement and they use the same individuals at the place to do the... So why are we insulting ourselves?
That is why the Public Workers Union, they are saying that even if you privatize the thing will not just out of the blue start working. You will need some agreement signed, some enabling environment. If you are willing to give those conditions to the private company, the private entity to manage it so that we make profit, why don't you provide it now so that you don't even need to sell or privatize it in the first place? It will still be raking in the revenue that you expect
the CEO
private
is my
company
friend. Let me read the story for him. It says the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. I don't know whether it's Geadec or Guidec.
Yes,
or
Geadec. I've done a few voiceovers for them.
For them. You mean you've chopped their money?
I mean, it's national money.
It's not national money. If it's national money, why am I not chopping so?
I sent it to you, but you didn't see it.
Nonsense.
They should bring more. I haven't heard from you.
Me that the CEO is my friend. I know chop some. But when I said the CEO is my friend, see, you were about to go diabolic on me.
So tell the CEO that they should bring.
You should redivert your money to me.
this thing that they are talking about, they should bring agreement to do. You understand?
Has denied reports suggesting the sale of Volta Aluminium Company, Valco, in a press statement signed by its chief executive to set the record straight. GIDEC confirmed that as part of ongoing processes for the construction of a greenfield alumina refinery in Ghana, let me take that one again. That sentence impresses me. It says that as part of ongoing processes for the construction of a greenfield alumina refinery in Ghana. So TOR is working. Gold Board has signed agreement. GIDEC has processes ongoing also for a refinery. We are starting the count. That's 3 of them. So imagine all 3 become operational. No, TOR is already operational. So imagine the other 2 join. How many jobs are we talking about? This one, if they don't do the 24-hour economy, we now will even go on demonstration and ask them why they are not doing it.
They should hurry up and do it.
So, quote, this planned partnership aims to secure the capital and expertise necessary to retrofit and expand Valco's operations, increase production, safeguard existing jobs, and contribute to Ghana's industrial growth, the statement said. It went on to state further that the strategy involves a partial equity seeding arrangement that will provide liquidity while ensuring the government through GIDEC retains significant ownership and strategic control to drive future growth. So there's something happening there as well.
Yes, a lot of good things are happening. At various areas.
You are eager to go to your SARS story.
So,
meanwhile, Sam George and his cybersecurity people they are still arresting people. It's a cyber crime center busted. 53 Nigerians arrested.
Why? And all the time they arrest our brothers and sisters from Nigeria, they dominate the people.
Ghana is good to them, so they are in all fields.
It's not a healthy thing. I mean, we should relook at our immigration strategies.
Are you saying that there are no Ghanaians in Nigeria committing crime?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that.
Do you know the numbers? Do you know the figures involved?
One too many a time when these busts are made, particularly for the cybercrime activities. Our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, they dominate the numbers. That is what I'm saying.
Are they training us?
I'm not training you all. See this man. Anyway, 62. So a few more stories. The Daily Guide. Yesterday, fire destroyed over 50 shops at Circle. And then, according to reports, the incident occurred yesterday at 10 a.m., destroying a number of shops, which prompted the intervention of the Ghana National Fire Service. The fire also affected other structures serving as homes and food vending points in the busy commercial area. According to eyewitness, before I could shout, the fire had already spread and ordinary water couldn't put it out. You understand how the area is. And then some affected shop owners at the scene suggested the blaze may have been caused by an electrical fault. And then, as usual, the fire service, they were deployed, they got there, but there's also the concern about how choked the area is. So it may be affecting the arrival time or their turnaround time. There's another story on page, where is it? In the Daily Guide, 3 more suspects have been arrested in a Dabraka jewelry shop heist. You remember it happened last year, and the police have been doing a good job at that. 3 more suspects have been arrested in connection with the daylight armed robbery attack on a shop at Dabraka in the Greater Accra region. The suspects are identified as Fatal Mohammed, also known as Motorway, Nashiru Abubakar, also known as Soldier, and then Sadiq Abubakar, also known as 50 Cent. They were arrested on January 19. According to the police statement, the 3 are believed to be the main gang leaders of the robbery syndicate. And this brings the total number of suspects arrested so far in connection with the incident to 7. Other suspects are in police custody already. That's according to the Daily Guide newspaper. Another one, a neighbor has killed a man in Jomoro. in the western region. A fishing community is called Takinta in the Jomoro municipality of the western region has been thrown into a state of shock after news broke out that one of the respected persons in the community has been killed under bizarre circumstances. According to the information gathered, the deceased, his name is Cosmos Nda, who was allegedly killed by his neighbor Nyamia with a machete. Sources reveal that on the day he was killed, Nyamia had told some people in the area he wanted to commit suicide because he was fed up with life. So Mia went to his room and threatened that he was going to kill himself, some residents disclosed. And then Daily Guide gathered that when the deceased, who was a neighbor, heard what Mia wanted to do, he decided to go and talk to him to rescind his decision. According to eyewitnesses, Cosmos and Da then went to the suspect house to try to talk to him and calm him down. But in the process, a confrontation ensued and the situation later turned bloody when Mia used a cutlass to butcher Cosmos to death. So police have since taken over the case and investigations are ongoing to establish the full circumstances surrounding the incident. Meanwhile, the suspect, we understand that he has been arrested. Sisters, we'll talk about maybe one more thing. Yesterday was an interesting day in Ghana because it was an interesting day in the US. The thing is happening in the US, but Ghanaians are more interested than Our former finance minister, Kenneth Foriata, the man who we always see wearing white, very calm looking, quiet man. Yesterday, he was not wearing a white shirt. He was not wearing a white top and down. He was wearing, I don't know whether it's a blue-black or it's a blue or it's a black uniform. Join us on Facebook right now, and then you see our former finance.
Lawyers didn't tell the court that there's a specific dress code.
A specific dress code for what?
That as part of the brand, he has a specific dress code.
Yesterday, he was not wearing a kaftan. He was wearing a jumper, a jumpsuit.
Jumper is fine. Jumper is what we know.
So yesterday, former finance minister, he took his turn
So
in court.
That's
yesterday.
Dark blue.
Dark blue, right?
Yes, and it has a meaning.
Level 1, lowest.
Johnny Hughes has supplied us information. Those of you who miss him, no, don't worry, he's still giving information. You will hear his voice very soon. So he says, ICE detainees in this reminds me of a joke. ICE detainees in Virginia.
Somebody has been detained. It's reminding you of a joke. It's your life.
No, the name of the town, I beg you. I beg you. You see, Abiam is laughing. He knows the joke. So ICE detainees are issued standard color-coded and temperature-appropriate uniforms upon in-processing, with colors typically corresponding to their security classification level. These uniforms are mandatory and in service processing centers and contract detention facilities. Generally include uniform types, one uniform shirt and one pair of pants or a jumpsuit. Color coding, there are 3 different levels. So you are either dark red, or you are bright orange, or you are dark blue. The dark red means you are a level 3 security person, so highest threat. Bright orange is level 2, medium threat, and dark blue, like our former minister, level 1, that's lowest. It means that he is of no threat.
He is of
no
the
threat.
lowest.
He's of the lowest.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the correction. Thank you. He's of the lowest threat. So, special work units, detainees employed in food services are issued white uniforms. White uniform. Footwear. Facility issued shoes are provided as personal footwear is prohibited for even Kambu.
Yes.
They don't want you wearing your own.
No. You can't wear kayas there.
Eh.
No, it is no. It is no way.
So that's the meaning of
What he was wearing yesterday.
He wore yesterday. Yes.
So he appeared in before a U.S. immigration court in Virginia yesterday. As proceedings continue over his immigration status, he was seen wearing a dark blue shirt and a face mask during the hearing.
He slipped on.
Oh, I didn't see that. So the hearing followed his detention earlier this month by the United States Immigration Customs. The matter was heard at the court before Immigration Judge David Garde, focusing on the bond redetermination and the preliminary review of his case. So the case has subsequently been adjourned to April. That is where we'll get to know maybe the final straw of what needs to be done. April 27, 2026. But if you're watching the video right now, the video that is on Facebook right now, you would see some names there. Sisters, look up there. You see Martin Eko Hansen. This is a pure Ghana man. You see Fifi. Fifi is a pure Ghana man.
They decided to follow.
So yesterday, a lot of people joined. You know that, this is maybe, so I will say it, however we'll say it now, we'll how do you say it? We'll cast a slide on Ghana's law enforcement, Ghana's judicial system.
How?
They did all of this via virtually. And then people were able to log on and then participate and then listen to the proceedings and all of that. Go ahead and try this one in.
But we also have a virtual.
Yes, we do. How many do we have?
Oh, no, we do. I know it was under pilot as of October last year.
Okay, and then
even before the whole, it's been running. It's been running. There's a virtual.
Are
court
people
system
able
that
to
we run.
join
during the COVID time?
Yes, it happened.
Yes. No, of course. If it's your case, you will join.
But if it's not your case,
what's your business joining a case?
What is the
public interest matter? There's a difference.
So the case is.
So if I have, if I sue you over the gear deck gig, no.
Yeah.
Then
if it's so why then would the court document be a public document?
You don't just walk in and collect it. You have to apply
exactly,
for it.
But you can get it.
Yes, you can. Doesn't mean you will when you apply.
If the session in Ghana's court was in person, if it's
a public interest case, the elections, election petition, was it not telecast?
It was public. So I'm saying that
Ghana is not small like that.
If there's a case in court in Ghana, and I mean it is a physical, it's not virtual, can anybody walk into the courtroom and then listen?
Sure.
Okay, so any case at all?
Of course, yes, any case. But there are also times the court clears the courtroom.
Yes, true. Yes.
So it also depends.
I mean, it happened yesterday that the meeting eventually became in camera. I'm talking about Kenneth Furata's engagement. So why
are you making it look as if the Fifi, Eko Hansen and the rest, they sat through?
No, because lawyers for Kenneth Furata requested that it be made like that.
Yes.
And this is not a directive coming from the judge; it was from the lawyer. So fair enough.
And you can understand why the lawyers would
fair
want
enough.
that.
What I'm saying is that the circumstances or how easy or free the system is there, that I can sit here in my house in Ghana and then log onto the platform and then monitor the case. Can I do that in Ghana when a case is being held virtually in the court, log in and then monitor? That's
what I'm saying.
You say that
you
I don't have
can
interest.
do that, depending on whether you are a party in the case.
These people,
if you are not a party, relax. And if it's a public interest matter. So, okay, I've already used the election petition. I'm trying to get another example. So, what are the major cases? Something that all of us...
There's the immigration murder case.
Immigration murder case. Is it a public interest case?
It is.
No.
So
there's a difference between a public interest case and a case that the public is interested in. There's a difference.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
There's a big difference. See, the English may sound the same, but it's not the same. A public interest case is not the same as a case that the public is interested in.
What's a public?
So one that attracts attention, high level attention, public attention. So Daddy Lumba, Let's use Daddy Lumba. So Daddy Lumba's case was
so that one,
a family matter.
Is it a public interest or a case public is interested in?
A case the public is interested in.
So which one is the public interest case?
Public interest case is, let's say, election petition.
Apart from election
One
petition,
that
what other?
its outcome has an impact, direct impact on the generality of the public.
I don't understand.
Okay.
What is generality of the public? It's like you're speaking English.
No, I'm not. You follow me.
I'm following you.
Daddy Lumba died.
Yeah.
His wife, his side chick says,
I don't know side chick. I only
please.
know
I'm
two,
just
I only
following
know
this
two
one. Don't
spouses.
draw me into this
This
controversy.
is not what you're doing.
No. I don't want the controversy. I'm just trying to cite an example. Don't draw me into that. I beg you.
So say one of the spouses, say it like that.
No, but this is a discussion ongoing. And the reason they went to the court was for the side chick, as is described, to be recognized as one of the wives. You just follow, okay? I beg you. Don't.
But I can't follow something I don't understand. Which of them is?
Then you don't want to understand. Then you don't want to understand.
Fred.
So that matter is a matter that the public became very interested in, following for the gist of it.
The interest.
The interest of
Okay.
it, to satisfy the curiosity.
Okay.
Mind you, in fact, legally, that case also has an implication. It's even though it's a family matter limited to the two women, it could become precedent that will be applied to other cases, similar cases. But that is different from an election petition.
So I want another example apart from the election petition of
I'm
a
not
public
getting another
interest.
example. So if you get examples, you cite and let's see.
So that we will understand it better, so that we understand the differences. Because it sounds very almost the same to me.
Yes, almost, but it's not the same.
So it's only like the election petition that we can
So
get.
let me try this one again. I think it's even one of the cases. You see the human rights. Now I'm taking you through law class. Human rights. The right of Crosby to join an association. So that right, you have the right to join GJA, Ghana Journalists Association, or not to join. GJA cannot come and force you and say that you must be a member of GJA. Do you get it? So that is your individual right. Do you get it? So if you go to court to enforce this particular right, it's your individual right you are enforcing. Maybe GJA says by force, by fire, by tender, your management must deduct your salary and remit it to them as your dues. Then you go to court to say that you have the right not to join GJA. Why is GJA collecting your money directly from your management? That is your individual right. So you go to court to enforce that. But the right to vote, is not just you alone, your right.
Yes.
It has, that's what they call it, universal adult suffrage. It has an implication for all other people within Ghana. Do you get it? So you can go to court to enforce that right as well. But so in enforcing that right to vote as a public interest right, you may be looking at a forum different from the forum that is allowed for you to enforce your individual rights. This is even more convoluted than the Mami Brony one.
Two questions, no answer.
Public interest, and you are following the conconcert doesn't mean that it's of public interest.
Okay, we hear you.
The contract. Biggie lifestyle.
You can call us now on 0559-242717, 0556910154. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dr. Crosby Adam.
Yes, sir. Ajana One, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you very much for the wonderful job you're doing for Mother Ghana and the media Kira as well. Let me say good morning to that. I'm Pemade Gibril, Deputy Election Director in charge of operations. Let me say good morning to him and the rest. The good ones in NDC, God, we bless them. My brother, in fact, the legal team that are advising Keno Floriata, I was surprised that they would not advise him to come back to his homeland. You see, Ghana is not like Caracas, whereby they are just 2,000 population. We are more than, I think the statistics is we are more than 34 million population in Ghana. We are not like Caracas or some highland country, no. So I was surprised Keno Floriata or the Nekufuado family, because we all know he's a cousin. So they are family members. That they will not advise him that he should come to Ghana and disgracing the family, appearing in the screen that because of whether you are a migrant or whatever. Why can you do that? Why? Whether he likes it or not, he will come and appear before court. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Elias
Yeah.
calling from the basis.
All right, I'm listening.
Thank you. Mia, then for your car, I don't know anything about Ghana. So, Ghana, your lawyers go do and you put down. So, can you for your car? Only Ghana star, and I would say Ghana star outside of Ghana. I don't know about Ghana. So, you're my way more, Abu Trika, who will find for Ghana or UK. And they know. For that is never Ghana. Yes, say Papa John Dramani Mahama, and if I'm a nasty form, I will put a back of a nasty form of Ghana. Because Papa wants Ghana quite general. Who should so near for? Woman, who is so good Ramanoni? Yes, Kenu for that, Ghana. Or I will put a back of Uma Papa Ghana. Yes, 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 guys, sister, Yakorami, Yananami. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my senior brother.
Yes, sir. How's everything doing?
By the grace of God, I'm fine. I hope you are also doing good.
I'm well, thank you. Talk to me.
I thank God. This is Bright College from Agusokan. Let me say good morning to my honorable Johnny. May God continue to guide him and protect him. And honorable Alaji Yaukondo, in charge of operation. Honorable Peter T. And Honorable Courage, Makafi Nunepeku, our TDC. Unim Kenu Floriata. Nidia, me who say, Omunya na Ajin say, Omudi Kenu Floriata eba o my Ghana. Ushe enuna, asema ye ya prosponu court asem. They are called 27 for 7 April. No, a didn't say Vanessa. America for Munim say, Papa Eddie Bonnie. Ewo Ghana, yes, Shishano. Nani Pana Aya overstay, Ewo Mukrum. Me Patu will be overstay. And yet, no say, more pushing a head in a conicrum.
There be a Emraho. I'll say Dimraso.
It's Dimrasua. Emrana ye this no. I hear protecting Papa no. Me who say Papa no ye protecting us there. Ever someone at America or and after Obeko prison. America.
Sana who
Say Obeba my Ghana mu. Ghana for so no. Yes, Shishano. I am born on our Sami Jenfi Abaso. Say Ejuma Papa or ye Eddie Buano. I ne ye go there. Ye two or mine no. Yankasa ye very fine the idea. Oh my Ghana mu. Honorable Sami Jenfi Yamishrao. Also a nebo Juma. If I bought my Ghana, no my Ghana.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Okay, I'm calling Mawena. I'm calling from Amasama.
Mawena, let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother. Please listen to me well. Yesterday, I went to Accra. I wanted to buy some items. I went to Kainshi. Behind the drag lane, there is a market in between there. And I had a customer. So I went there, and then the price of oat, tin oat that I've been buying from her, 330 cedis. Then when I went, she told me 35. And I said, oh, madam, why? Well, this time you people are not trying to decrease items, the price of items. How come? And he said, the suppliers, when the suppliers bring the item, they are increasing some of the items. So and the big men, the Guta people too, they are not talking to them. They don't hold meeting with them to ask them to reduce the items. So when we come and then we are blaming them, it is not their fault. It is the big men, the Guta and the suppliers. So nobody should think that the suppliers are doing as good when they bring items, they reduce the item, whereby they will not like to reduce. So the authorities should know. They should call Guta. And then the suppliers, all of them should have a meeting and ask them, why is it so that up till now, some of the items, the prices are still high? You know, the finance minister is there, you think you go to some area and they say, oh, the prices are low. No, it's not like that.
Right.
When you go to Accra, you send your people to go and do investigation. You will see things are still high. They say when they come, they increase the prices of some of the items. That's what the suppliers are doing.
Thank you.
The government should take note of that.
Thank you, sir. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Miss Anna.
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much for the opportunity on that.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is SK. Reaching you from Amatama.
Okay, I'm listening.
You know what? Your lady should have apologized to us for late news reading this morning. It was about 6 minutes after 6 before she came in to read the news to us, which we were eager to listen to. That's Rebecca. So tell her. Now, let me go straight to my point. If NPP knows how to govern a country, it to be speaking again. The chairman, President Ketia, should be silencing these NPPs. They shouldn't have voice to Ghanaians. What are they coming to tell Ghanaians the next 4 years to come? Why? Look, some of us, in fact, they're in pain because they have left scars on the bodies of Ghanaians. And that is going to take them a very, very, very long time to come back to power. NPP, if I'm not mistaken, they are going to be like PPP. Their names will be heard. The power to ascend to the highest throne will never happen to them again. Ghanaians are not ready to give them that mandate. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from. Professor, please, I'm listening.
Production team. Nam Consensus Chairman. Chairman of the MC on a process on the money. Member board border. One man city Legina. And the Mecha de Acameo. Janan. Nancy, you cry. Even if you got to cry 5 cities, you got a 5 cities. Even if you got a 5 cities, so how to Mukra at least in there be and anyway, the no quantity no crank or to diminish. The target. Me one raw materials I was there. And Zama Atwaba a whole of last year up to this year no. Want to more increase it, even the size of it and count on Kuroka at less than 5 to the class. They say no what to now my cat MPP on one minority. And then after the press conference the US Embassy in Ghana while Pede apply for visa biano in Ghana and Botma then apply. Even if you want to go to the West Africa, Botma apply. So this news who call Ghana US Embassy in Ghana on their official handle of Facebook. But when the US Embassy in Campo, what I know they will MPP minority or more way press conference on by to attack with Okujoto way Abrakwa.
Sir, thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Oh, my name is Honorable Ishak. Special duties to do because I'm heading to wherever she is in 50. You want to tell us the truth about them, so we will keep quiet on him. Maybe you have an information for us. If you have any information for us, tell us. Because it has been long since we want to leave. So tell us, Crosby.
My brother, Johnny is on leave, okay? He will be back.
Hey, Johnny, how many months leave are you on?
So it is for us to tell you and for you to believe. We are telling you what is the situation, that he's on leave, he'll be back.
You know, we are collaborators in this work, so when he's not around, we have to act on him.
Anyways, I'm listening to you.
Sure. You see, yesterday I made mention that nothing is going to happen. She will not come back to Ghana. Because if fully Cosby, with your level of education, you know you can read and write, and you know that an extradition law between two countries it ensures that individuals cannot evade justice by crossing borders. Why that operator go and take a lawyer and defend himself? He is not being charged on what you call the crime that he has committed in Ghana. The man did that as a fact, and that is the main reason why he has gone for a lawyer so that he can extend his distance. In fact, he went to extend his visa, and that was how come it was rejected and all this came about. So the government telling us that Ken Oforiatta, the government of Ghana and U.S. have an extradition law, and we allow them to come for criminals, alleged criminals for 1 year. And when somebody commits a crime, it's a first haven for the person to go and lodge in the U.S. Please, I have said it over and again that Ghana is not a subservient country to any country in this world. So our foreign minister, foreign affairs minister, he must be very careful about this thing, because when it comes to extradition, the Attorney General is part, the foreign affairs minister is part, and also the Minister of Interior is also part of the whole thing. So they shouldn't be playing with our mind.
Right.
You see, Ghana has long lacked what we call freedom and justice. We tag ourselves as a freedom and a just country, but we are not. So our people must come out. Yesterday, I saw on a video, and I became so sad. A man who was 81 years, whose pension money he has gone to invest, has suffered a death estate program.
Yeah.
And the man was asking himself, is he going to live up to that year, some of the years, to access his money? What kind of wickedness is this?
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. I want to say.
Nyamiadum, how are you doing?
We're
listening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Sani, make us a from.
All right, Sani, well,
listening. I'm complaining. Station you are from Wacha. I'm complaining. I'm so still.
We apologize, but it's been wet.
Yeah, to me, I'm full of and some I back up.
True. It's been worked on. Thank you for the remarks. But it's been right.
Let's share my Papa, Speaker of Parliament, Dr. Akosi Ajay, Controller, Boss. Papa Mpacho, MPP for press conference Amoye. Mr. Omonia press conference Emma American Force American President and so Oma Ken MPP. Any moment me mama and never boy. Na baby open nam den ye hu omukra. Ye hu omukra. Hwe omuyemba. And some one man who bra. Oba be kan hwe oba kan no anu akopa. Some dem fi. Ken enya ne ba tipra so ne some dem fi. Hwe modern boy oba afi pepe. Modern boy o ma Ghana etumpo. Na o panimu ye de sika hwe mu a ase onsa.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Crosby. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Eben. How are you?
Oh, not bad at all. Hope you're also doing well.
I'm well.
Oh, okay. Thank you for you and job doing for media general and the country as well. And let me say good morning to my MP, Honorable Elifima Klugu. You see, she's really doing well, and much appreciation to her this morning too, and the director. You see, for me, the AG should sit up, because look at how Sir Shark said this morning, 81 years. The question we need to ask ourselves, how many of us will be able to attain that age? For him or her to save their money for a certain former finance minister through DDEP to let the man suffer. Look, Karma, may his soul rest in peace. Do you know he died out of this? Because as rich as we know the man is, due to DDEP, he wasn't able to get money to afford his medical bill. And he also complained about 800 something or 800 died out of this for this man to just move about here and there. Please, Egypt, we know what you are capable of doing. Please. And we know that the man has to visit. And for me, see, Americans shouldn't say the man. Because for me, when they do that, we will not be happy. I will not hear when the Interior Minister told us that there are some people that are fraud them, they came here and took them away. Why can't same thing using? Right. Can offer a Ghanaian or a citizen of America?
Yeah, Ben, thank you. Thank you.
Don't support criminality, America.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Abu Kokomura, I'm calling from Kokomura.
Abu, talk to us.
Over. The America also at the side way as part of party and then almost only after 1 night.
Oh, no more a day.
What are you? Who know what to make us of your fraud? Who know to make the property and Fanambra, Anambra? No, the whole Ghana, finance minister, I think I'm going to show Fanabra, oh, you have
oh, no, so on your Kokwasa Bia, Ghana for na ye near me ya obetimiaba into no omodi omomraso.
Are you to Omomran sanity?
Omomran say they have to tick all the boxes before whoever should be extradited is extradited. It is not a plain jacket like what ours seems to be like.
But if I do, and the can offer that I know only say, oh, you're Ghana for one pound. So check it all the year, what can I for sure, person of Bano, Ghana and 5 years. That will have cut now the man for one of the who who share then said the ocean when they say that no. And so I don't know what you're of Bano. Then Yanko, our theatre, and a Ghana, some of what theatre, and I am for, and then for the theatre and what yet. We had never, I begin at them. I'm an old say, hey, yeah,
Abu Mr. Medasi Bibre. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my brother. This Papa Bisu on the line.
Oh, Papa Bisu, I'm listening.
Yeah, let me just calm things down. Please, folks, listen to me and my friends, my colleagues. For Furiata will be brought to Ghana and face the law. Me that I'm speaking, my cash is with First Bank, as well as my daughter and the husband. Their cash is with First Bank with the C. You understand me? Through this BDP something, we've lost those cash. So I'm a pain. I get to my point. And the other day they call us that there's a virtual meeting for this thing, the cash and in fact, headache. I get to my point. Headache. Ken Oforiata that he quotes Bible, the people should follow the Christianity, you should do this, you should do that with the Bible. You are hiding yourself over there. Why won't you just calm down by yourself? I mean, I know process is being followed. You by is coming. Now, this minority going around saying they should recall Ambassador William Smith, they should sag Gujato Ablakwa. Say these people that what was your scorecard when you were running out? You failed Ghanaian photo. Look at this BDP something, the financial something that people suffer, people die and all these things. And you have the nerve to be dictating to people that they should recall this one, they should sack this one. What do you mean? Don't you feel ashamed? Why won't you people, rethink and gather yourself properly instead of, disgracing yourself out there? My brother, have a good day.
Thank you, Papa. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Openika say your friend na amwako a mekasa fi S-boy or ayensu an constituency.
Nana, I'm listening.
Alopai of first we encounter wa pound for a studio. Let me share your income national chairman. You are honorable boy to the committee. You are kind of compare to Japan. Opening Ghana ha ye nyachum de na say things say ahoyawo say your tanyu amedwo ha mentiase the same thing say ne Kenny Fulata na oye finance minister and as ne prince ne bi ko so a ankwenti o mani hene say o memeka na asem o Ghana ha esa samete na me nuanum ndisifo ya on producer on Kenny Fulata di no bisum say sabnam tamaku ono di onye Ghana ni ana on for man sika ya na ahoda ya me wo ha na akameko ye say
Say assembly ayo party badia. Omo kan wasem. Say you go different person here. And omo ahoɔden a awɔ sɛ ɔmo ka ho asɛm. Sɛdnam Tamakro deɛ court ɛbɔ no fɔ sɛ nipa bi ɛne ma hye ɛwɔ kantamantoa ɔmfɛ sika nkɔmɔ ɔm wɔfɛ sika no ankɔ ɔde awasa ne sim kɔtɛ agye ne sɛ ɔnkɔ afia 10 years ɛne me nuanom ɛbɛ ne mba anka ɔmɛka saa asɛm no ne ɛne ɔmbɔ ɔmo nka saa asɛm ɛneɛ ɛsɛ ɛno ɛmfa ɔmo ho me deɛ mese meyɛ Ghana ni ansa mbɛyɛ MPP ni o ɔma no yɛ yie a ɛyɛ mɛyɛ nyinaa ɛnɛ yɛ a ɛmo yɛtete ɛmo so yɛ a yɛnya bi so yi ɛmepɛ fuel akɔ fam yi ne ɛyɛ me dɛm na mbese mi sɛ ɛni si aban sɛ fuel akɔ fam yes dollar ɛwɔ fam yɛgye tum ɛnɛ yi inflation so ɛyɛ single digit yɛgye tum adi ntina water bay ne yɛsisi bay deɛ so na toa ne yɛ tum because nyɛma mo yɛ kudo yi mo de aba fam the day ntina ɛnɛ mo kusa to that yɛsisi bay sɛ Ghana fɔ nko twɛ yɛsisi bay ne bo ɔde a ne yɛ ntumi tɔra ti ndɛm yɛnyɛ nsuo ɛnum yɛfɛ sɛ aban no sɔsi ɔdwen ɔman no ho deɛ a ɛne sɛnea waiting at an appointee or 67%. Government workers want to get on be. I got told man a bad man for academic for shame. And then we have a photo auto and talk. The Biaba for more was auto and so scanning for moto. Right. All Mount Forka, content on top of that, and when you can teach a month of the similar company. I want you to know memoir.
Medasi. Hello, good morning. My last caller for the morning. Yes, sir, your name and where you're calling from. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Where this is no cross, I'm Casafrica, but therefore my MP to so one of the Company Mamentia Madi Debris. Honorable Akuga, aka Kufayakun, Zayidame, Nami Alemame, the regional organizer, chairman to surgery, so this year, Yamin Kawati. Company NDC for Yanyachum. Because NDC for Yanachma, and Kakanu for the attack. And go near at the end, we have a copy of the Dinasem near 1-4. To send your MPP for a year, Yama, Mr. Tamaklu. A dinner, someone who knew me more Mubu for and kind is for your natural and Casara come making over Yata. But your person, yet boom rasso, nay, dim rang yet, yet so bad. No one can sell for a lawyer for near Ninasem, a Pubanoa, were facing the consequences. But you need to phone your natural. And at the name of Boya, the near Antoniama, Mumblemu Omo Toniama Nankasa, because woman son no one perceive that Tomaniama. Because what was Toniama for 4. Now the boy and Sikam with him at the Atuswa, one emerald on Tameto. Obani, and $1, none 17 city, and $1 no almost 12 city. No one confirm Niama. I won near money now for 4 months. What them pim when you are 2 so? Member on that I metal. And you level your dreaded follow. Thank you. For when you have some, and it's the Antom and Yama. Up and again, you know, your best Attorney General. Process America 40 film. Estimate back and a better fraud of 1 free or maybe with the corner. Yes, you for that process now go fucking over that. And here, my said not Tamaklu, no FM or May. No message in the consequence, a football BBR, Yachinafo. No, my gun also the America, Samijan, is your brother.
Thank you. Thank you. That's where we'll park our Community Voices segment here this morning. To those of you who were able to reach us, thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your constant engagement and your feedback. Bribery and corruption. To those who have joined us on Facebook as well, thank you so much. Keep sharing your thoughts with us. And to those who are not able to call, we are grateful as well. It's time for sports. Mutala is joining us. He's here to talk about AFCON, Senegal. Mutala, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I am good. I'm good. Some people are making good money this morning. The Senegalese team have been promised $130,000 each.
$130,000 each. Okay.
And that is for the playing body.
The full team is what? 24.
That is for the playing body. The technical team are getting 90,000, and they will be given plots of lands as well in the capital.
Nice one.
Yeah, yes.
And they are East Legon.
Yes, and we also had same 2015 when we finished second. We gave cars to our players.
Okay.
Did they actually receive the cars?
Yeah, they received the cars. And some of them still drive these cars up to now.
Since 2015?
Yes, I know Fatah Dauda drives one of that Jeep Cherokee. As of now, he drives that car. And people were angry that we give them cars for finishing second. They say we are actually rewarding mediocrity. And we only need to give things out when people actually win the ultimates. And where do you stand on that?
No one ever remembers the second. It's always the first.
Second, yeah.
But don't you think rewarding them also serves as extra motivation?
And then after rewarding them, did they have the motivation to go and win anything?
Have they done anything? That was when Otuado took over.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
But I felt that rewarding them, like the Black Queens, for instance, finishing third. You saw how we were all raving about them. People are saying that
for them we should have given them plots of land.
No, but some are saying that why should we rave about a team finishing third? I mean, we are supporting
because that team never gets the attention it deserves. The Black Queens have been suffering. You are keenly following sports. Black Queens never get the attention. They play tournaments without their budget. Am I lying?
Of course, several times.
Thank you for adding several times. They go through hard times. If it's about Black Stars, we are all yeah. But if it's Black Queens, we never even get to hear until it is over, except for a few patriotic ones.
So you think it was in the right order?
In fact, they should have even given them plots of land.
So if Ghana goes to the World Cup now, 2026. We qualify from our group. We play the round of 16, a round of 32. We get to the round of 16. We get to the quarterfinal, and say we are eliminated.
We've been there before. I won't clap.
You won't clap.
I won't clap. We've been there
them
before.
You reward them with any cash prize.
At all. If you get to semis, yes, I'll clap. If you get to semi-finals, I'll even say.
But why are you not considering the nature of the competition that has changed over the last couple of years, knowing that now the
competition has evolved?
Yeah,
so should your skill and your coordination and your training and your equipment and your everything have been. If you know that the face of the game is changing, then you should be changing.
So quarterfinal for you will not be anything that we should celebrate.
What is quarter? We've been there before. Our first appearance at the World Cup, we went there.
No, our first appearance, we got to the round of
16. 16, yes.
It was 2010
that we got to
the quarterfinal.
That penalty, oh God. So we've been there.
So the barest minimum for you?
Semi-final.
Will be semi-final.
Yes.
Anything short of that?
Yes.
You tell me that's
anything short of that, I know it is Coach Otuado. That is why I was shocked.
No, would you tell me it's as failure?
Yes. A straight yes.
Qualifying out of a group that contains Croatia and England.
What is that? I didn't know human beings. Isn't not football they are playing?
I'm a patriotic citizen.
But
you are realistic.
I'm also being realistic.
There's one quote that I always like from John Mahama, President John Mahama. He says that propaganda is good. But let your propaganda be closer to your realities.
No, if at this point, as a country, our target is anything short of semi-final.
Do you know the last few World Cups that we've been to and the last few AFCON that we've been to? When maybe
when was the last World Cup?
The last World Cup was in 2022.
We were there.
Yes.
That was Otuado's first one.
Before we left for the World Cup.
Yes.
You remember what President Akufo-Addo told the team? Go and do well. We are not setting any target for anybody.
Which is my problem. And do well. Which is my problem. For a team that its first appearance at the World Cup, Crosby, our very first appearance at the World Cup, nobody gave us a chance.
Yeah.
But we went to the round of 16.
No problem at all.
In fact, our game was so impressive that all the commentaries, even after we exited, kept mentioning us.
No problem at all. But why are
was our first
appearance. Not speaking to the realities, knowing that this is going to be a difficult World Cup?
What is
your
the
team
reality?
has not been good enough.
No, but
the reality is that go and do well.
No, what is your reality? Your team has not been good enough. Who caused them? Why? Croatia and England, are they conjuring players from heaven? They are also taking from what they have.
We are in a phase where...
You remember I asked you some question, I think 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. I asked you a question. Are we saying that of all the footballers Ghana can boast of, whether at home or abroad, are we saying if we put all of them together, the current 11 we have, that is the best we can find.
That is the best we can find. Well, is there any other player anywhere that
I don't know. I don't know.
That is the best. There over 30 million people that we have. That is the best 11 we can find. The best footballers in this country.
That's the best.
That is the best. Are
this one right now? Even Crosby doesn't agree with you.
No, but are there other players?
I completely agree. Where are the other ones?
Because if you are good enough,
you don't know when you can't. You don't know. Or that's the best.
That is the best.
Where are they?
Where are they?
All the players.
Where are they?
Qualified to play for Ghana.
Not just the players. Of all the 30 point something million people, these are the best.
Where are they?
Don't even limit it to just the players. Of all the 30 million people that, including you and me, these are the best.
Okay,
where are they?
Then let's go group stages. Let's come home.
No, go and do well. That is why the president will tell. Go and put the name of. You can't set certain targets when it's so realistic.
What exceptional preparation, support, plan, facility the first team have at the World Cup that the subsequent teams have not had.
I can tell you something about the first team that we took to the World Cup. The individual brilliance in that team was superb.
As compared to
the I think it was 2006 and 2014.
That's the Stephen Appiah team,
yes,
right?
and 2014 that we had the best squad as far as the World Cup is concerned. That 2006 team had the likes of Stephen Appiah, who was playing at his peak at Juventus and had moved fresh to Fenerbahce. He had Mike Lassian, who was playing at Chelsea. Sule Muntari was in Italy. Asamoah was a young player in Italy coming
with
up.
With
fire. We had the likes of Matthew Amoah in there.
Richard
we had the likes
Kingston.
of Sammy Osei-Kuffour was playing for Bayern Munich. We had John Mensah in there. We had Penty was playing in Israel at that time. Adukwe Papo was very experienced. Richard Kingston, he's been back and forth. He even went to Turkey to change his name to Farouk Gasol and all that. and all that. So we had lots of experience. We had leaders on the pitch.
As compared to the current team.
Compared to the current team. So I mean, the disparities in quality is very clear. The gulf in quality is huge. That is why I'm saying that let your realities be close. You can't see this team and say this team should go and beat Argentina.
So I come back to the same question. Who selected this team?
Because these are the best we have.
How can I accept this? How can I accept this? That the current 11 we have, the current 11 we have, that's the best of the best.
Yes.
Ghana can boast of.
Where are they?
Both home and abroad players.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Even Greenland.
In the sea, under the ground.
Even in Pluto.
No, then Ulo FC has volunteered to represent Ghana at the World Cup. What are you talking about?
Are there players elsewhere that we don't know?
If Ulo FC knows to play or you have the players, you'll be in the Black Stars by now.
They'll be in the Black Stars. If you are good enough, you'll be there.
That is the problem.
No,
that is the problem. It is not automatic. You see, and that's the thing I'm trying to draw your mind to. There are good players.
Where?
In your mind.
What are people saying?
It's like somebody telling me that Messi.
You cannot tell me
it's like somebody saying that Messi is a good Messi a good, but he knows some boy be a sabuba or Bobo Messi. Why is he not playing?
Because the person doesn't have the opportunity.
So why
the door has not opened?
If you are good enough, you will have the opportunity to play.
No.
So the 30 million Ghanaians we have.
What is there?
You want to tell me if you go
Gentlemen,
to
let's do sports.
Yes. Let's now do some sports here on 3FM's Sunrise with me, Mutala Yakubu. Coming up this morning, African champions Senegal are back home to a rousing World Cup. And also in the UEFA Champions League, more woes for Pep Guardiola as his Manchester City side suffer a humiliating defeat. And Arsenal did unthinkable as they beat Inter Milan in Italy. Let's start off with some news from the continent where triumphant Senegal team received the Heroes welcome during its parade in the capital, Dakar, on Tuesday, following their victory in the 10th Africa Cup of Nations final that saw the players briefly walk off the pitch to protest a penalty decision deep in the second half against Morocco, and they ended up winning by 1-0. Now standing atop a double-decker bus, players took turns hoisting the trophy and a Senegalese flag, clapping and waving to the crowd. Fans climbed atop billboards and car roofs for a glimpse of the champions, using any vantage point they could find to see the Teranga Lions, and that is a big one. So on the African continent, a magistrate's court in Sagamu, that is Ogun State in Nigeria, has adjourned until February 25th the trial of Adineye Kayode, the driver involved in the fatal crash that killed 8 of former boxing champion Anthony Joshua. Now, Kayode, he is facing 4 counts, including dangerous and reckless driving, causing death, was earlier granted a 5 million naira bail. The prosecution sought an adjournment to transmit the case filed to the Attorney General's office for legal advice, a request granted by the court despite opposition from the defense. Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua is back in the UK. Let's now do some news from the local scene where GFA and GPO statistician Mohamed Shaban believes the return of Albert Amoah from loan to Kotoko will be a big boost for the Porcupine Warriors in their goal-scoring woes. Amoah, who had been Kotoko's best striker in recent times, shockingly left the club in the summer to join Libyan outfit Al Ali Benghazi, but he is back after a couple of months.
I think Kotoko have a problem with goal scoring. Obviously, a side that have the strikers, they've scored more goals. This morning, I was looking at the attack of Asante Kotoko. If you bring in Albert Amoah, you have Dogo Yakubu, who plays so well against Bibiani Gold Stars. Then you talk about Inusa Adams, Saka Dauda, Peter Amidou Akwa, Morifin Donsu, Kwame Poku, and I'm not surprised that they have scored more goals in the Ghana Premier League. But then the biggest problem is their defense, their defensive line, and that is why usually we only count on Samba Union, who has been very good in terms of performance. But look, the return of Albert Amoah is going to add up, and before he left Kotoko in the Premier League. He's played 3 matches in the Premier League. He scored 2 goals. Now he's back again in the squad, and I can tell you that Albert Amoah, anytime, any day, would give you the goals. And so Kotoko would only have to keep consistency at the back, and then out front, you can guarantee that, of course, Kotoko will get 1 or 2 goals per game. And that is Albert Amoah, Kwame Poku, Morifin Donsu, Dogo Yakubu getting you that goal.
And they're talking about Asante Kotoko. He further added that in order for Heartoffolk to attain a positive campaign, the Phobians need to drastically improve on their home games. The Accra-based side have 16 points from 9 home games and sits on the table and sit 12th. And sit 5th on the table as they are looking to catch up with the likes of Midiema.
Well, I was looking at the league table, and if Heartoffolk had won the game against Dreams FC, they would be 34 points, and that would be 6 points separating them from the league leader, Midiema Sporting Club. And we would say possibly that 6 points is 2 losses, 2 wins, and that would make it possible. But then you look at Heartoffolk again, and the problems, and their biggest problem this has been goal scoring. When we are looking at
Mohamed Shaban there talking about how to folk a big one. The Phobias will be in action this weekend in the Ghana Premier League as they will come up against 11 Wonders. Let's now cross borders to Europe, where a dramatic night of UEFA Champions League football unfolded across Europe on Tuesday as several big name clubs delivered commanding performances, while others were left to real costly lapses heading deeper into the league phase. Real Madrid cruised to a dominant 6-1 win over AS Monaco at the Santiago Bernabeu, with Kylian Mbappe scoring twice and Vinicius Jr. also on target. Arsenal continued the unbeaten run with a 3-1 victory over Inter Milan in Italy thanks to Gabriel Jesus' brace and a late goal from Victor Gyökeres. The biggest upset came in Norway, where Bodo Glimt stunned Manchester City 3-1, scoring twice early and capitalizing on Reddy's red card. Elsewhere, Olympiacos beat Bayer Leverkusen 2-0. Copenhagen drew 1-1 with Napoli, with Sporting CP urging PSG 2-1, and Tottenham Hotspur secured a 2-0 victory over Borussia Dortmund. Club Brugge earlier defeated Kiret Almaty 4-1, confirming Kiret's elimination. Now let's hear from manager of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, whose side remained the only team this season to keep a perfect score, recording 7 wins from 7 games.
I'm very proud of the team, obviously. We talked before the game. We needed a special performance, a very complete performance throughout the games against, as you said, the top side, and we certainly done that tonight. The courage, the attitude, the willingness to go to another level. We've done it at home against 2 top sides this season in the competition. To do it in San Siro against the best team in Serie A and one of the best teams in Europe, as you said, is something else.
Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola says that Manchester City have a feeling that everything is going wrong, as he called his fragile players, to change the dynamic quick after their shock Champions League defeat to Bodo Glimt.
Feeling that, the result in 2025 is not good. So, in terms of the Premier League and now today, but it's move forward. So for days for Wolves and after Galatasaray to try to we'll see what happened. Today was an incredible opportunity for us, but everything is the feeling that is going wrong, is going against in many details, and that is a fact, and you have to try to change it. But the players are there, and we try.
Real Madrid interim coach Alvaro Arbeloa has called for calm within the Madrid fan base and urged them for their support. The Madrid players were subjected to more boos at the Bernabeu, but the coach believes the fans and the team need to be at the same page in order to win laurels.
Yes, we're really happy. A lot of goals, great performance, great effort. I think all the players enjoy playing like in this way, and also our supporters, so I think it was a fantastic night. Yeah, I know. We need them. That is really important for us, and our supporters. They know that if they are with us, we can fight for every title. So I think it's a great night also for them.
The Champions League continues today with Juventus facing Benfica. Marseille will take on Liverpool, with Bayern also taking on Saint Union Giloa. Chelsea play Paphos, and Barcelona travel to Slavia Prague. 9 matches across Europe. Ahead of their fixture tonight, the head coach of Liverpool has expressed his excitement with the return of talisman Mohamed Salah. Salah returned from international duty after Egypt were eliminated from the Africa Cup of Nations.
Really happy and pleased that he's back, because in his absence, I think we've done quite okay in terms of hardly conceding any chance. We start to create more and more, and if you start to create more and more, it's really helpful to have a player like Mo Salah, because he's just never been a player. I think there was one who scored more for this club, but that can score goals and that I can still play. I don't think I can play in rush still. Then it's really helpful to have him back, because we would never know what the amount of chances, the amount of ball possession against Burnley with Mo on the pitch would usually mean that we would have scored more. So yeah, that's why I'm really happy that he's back.
Barcelona will be playing Slavia Prague tonight, and their head coach Hansi Flick says his main target is to finish among the top 8.
So we play against Slavia as a team also who defend really good. They are very they press very high. So this is what we expect tomorrow. They have the last match they have on December, mid of December. So they have a long time to prepare this match. So this is what we have to see. And at the end, it's like that. We want to win both matches to reach the 60 points.
That is Hansi Flick. Now, before I go, let's do some tennis where Jannik Sinner advanced to the second round of the Australian Open after a commanding start against Hugo Gaston, who retired following 2 sets at Rod Lava Arena. Sinner, the world number 2 and 2-time defending champion, quickly took control of his opening match after winning the ATP finals there in his previous event. Sinner raced to a 6-2, 6-1 lead, producing 19 winners in just an hour. Now, Gaston, who struggled with discomfort and took medication after the first set, retired at the end of the second, drawing disappointment from the Melbourne club. Meanwhile, Naomi Osaka came through a truly testing last night challenge against an impressive Antonia Ruzic, eventually overcoming the young Croatian 6-3, 3-6, 6-4 to move into the second round of the Australian Open. And that's all by way of sports here on 3FM Sunrise. My name is Mutala Yakubu. There's more sports on all our socials at 3SportsGH and also www.3news.com/sports. So there's more after this.
Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
They're the best. Turn it up.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the 2 leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music, tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music, tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
Shine on 3FM Sunrise. The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Into the NPP conversation with just 10 days to go until the NPP presidential primaries on January 31, 2026. The campaign season is entering its final intense phase as aspirants, party leaders, and delegates prepare for what could be one of the most consequential internal elections of the party. In fact, the party has completed almost all logistical preparations ahead of the primaries. The NPP's Presidential Elections Committee, working closely with the Electoral Commission and the Ghana Police Service, they say that arrangements are in place for all the delegates to cast their votes at the over 300 polling centers nationwide. With security deployment and operational readiness, they have all been finalized for a free, fair, transparent, and peaceful exercise. You know, the concerns about proxy voting has been abolished to protect the integrity of the process. There seems to be strong confidence among officials that the polls will run smoothly. And there are those who are also cautiously optimistic. They do not entirely trust the entire process, so they are sleeping with one eye open, the other one closed. Campaigning remains robust as the aspirants push their messages directly to delegates across the country. In this closing stretch, Kennedy Ohene Japan Dr. Brian Champon, Dr. Yao Osei Aduchum, and then Kennedy Ejapon, Kwabna Ejapon, Kwabna Ej Ejapon. In recognition of the competitive atmosphere, the party leadership has also pushed for unity. A peace pact signing involving all presidential hopefuls is scheduled to underscore their commitment of the candidates to respect the outcome and rally together afterward. That's a key step to ensure harmony within the party, regardless of who wins their nomination. As the countdown ticks towards the January 31 D-Day, momentum is building among delegates, aspirants and party structures alike, with security and procedural safeguards in place, and the aspirant intensifying their final appeals. All eyes are on what many see as a defining moment for the NPP's future. General elections. Six-pillar policy. Flag bearer aspirant of the NPP, Kwabena Japan, unveiled what he described as a six-pillar policy plan aimed at addressing the challenges facing the country when selected as the party's flag bearer. He was speaking at a press conference in Accra to unveil his six-pillar policy plan towards transforming the country. The former General Secretary of the NPP said the country must pause to reflect whether democracy has delivered the expected benefit for citizens. So he proposed a comprehensive plan, including transparent compensation, Mr. Japan proposed comprehensive land reforms, including transparent compensation frameworks and streamlined land title registration to unlock capital, reduce litigation, and boost agricultural productivity. in his Pillar 1 policy plan. This, he said, would be combined with a youth-led environmental stewardship program to reclaim degraded lands and water bodies, which will transition the country from subsistence farming to climate-smart, large-scale commercial agriculture. Touching on Pillar 2 of his policy, which focuses on strict enforcement of spatial planning, building and environmental regulations, Mr. Japan pledged zero tolerance for indiscipline and corruption. He said his administration would introduce rigorous value for money audits in public procurement and rationalize government expenditure. There's also the bit about restoring meritocracy and professionalism in the public service. He also proposed downsizing government, cabinet ministers supported by deputies and regional ministers, and announced plans to consult stakeholders on capping the number of Supreme Court judges at 11 while abolishing the retirement age to strengthen judicial interdependence. So Kennedy Japan is in the news. Kwabena Japan is also in the news. Also, the Custodian newspaper reported the story that will be part of Bawumia's imminent victory and not Dompré to NPP delegates. And that story is on page 3 of the paper. The minority chief whip, a member of parliament for Nseomadwajiri, Mr. Frank Anadompré, urging NPP delegates to be part of Dr. Bawumia's victory by voting massively for the former vice president on the 31st of January 2026, the primaries of the party. According to him, Dr. Bawumia is firmly on course to win the party's internal presidential race. He made the call on Monday, January 19, while addressing party supporters and delegates in the Bosomtwi constituency in the Ashanti region, ahead of the contest that will elect a flag bearer for the 2020 general election.
Oko 1992 and we winning and oko general election and we lose 1996 the former black flag bearer Ejine Kumasi Kasena Edubuahi Yare Kufuor contested Edubuahi in 1996 and Kufuor BT Edubuahi Edebeye flag bearer. He was fighting to go on the post, and they did not agree. And we contested. I will pay power. Obi abedi o mining now to be detro a distorted history. Say, Mesra Mamon to Abama, Gomumiam. Obi Amanini claims so a liar. Or the bar, we're a liar, and the people are not going to vote for him. He's not a trustworthy person. When I heard him yesterday saying that, I said, what? A presidential candidate who wants people to vote for him will look eyeball to eyeball and lie. He's a big liar. Men na makachira money. We a liar. So to me ko jina say na edubu ahen yare. Wow. Timesram edubu ahen was contested by Kufuor. And Kufuor BT no. And the be monko check history. In the mama omumetutu nyoma second chance. Many are told me I am more popular than him in this country. I'm telling you today, me am more popular than him. Who knows him? The only people, those who know him as a liar. And he continues to lie. That is why we lost. When to me economy who wants them be a digital, am I lose you? And you people that I'm talking to know why you didn't vote for him, because of the tribal conflict. The tribal conflict. And we lost the 5 northern regions. And his lie said, oh no, when you have the highest vote. Kufuor had 20 seats, parliamentary seats, and now what 10? How can you say when you have the highest vote? Mesrem. A trona papa ni deep for power no dey. Mudi agro ko ye mistake se munya. You best have to opposition. Kogana ni bi antroso no. Omo say tronko na wodi. A tron would Ashanti region. Why so desperate? He said, a tronquan have really odi. And why we want to win power. And if you want to win power, ask the Muslims themselves, they will tell you. Say, Oko, Adum Cheho, Eddie Ikogu, Nantian Tomano, Oko, Mungwa, Yomu, Shrine, Eddie Gunsi, Yan Tomano. The Muslims say it all the time. The Christians are saying, Yan Tomano. So what are we saying? Do we want to lose power? When these same Muslims say bring Canada, Japan, Christians are saying bring Canada, Japan. And you all know catch it and say, what is Zongo, Muslim, nothing votes, remember. What happened in the north? And you are aware, you are the very people more witness say his brutality. I have to tell you the truth. What is here? In this hour and Trona or Namdi and no Kurabemo will lose election. The Bunya Bo. I'm on Tuabama, Canada, Japan. Near Manukure and Nedi, our Ghanaian politics. That's right. People in Boko Enkle, you know very well. The tribal conflict played a role for us to lose. Religious problems caused us because of him. He has to accept it. The boys from says he come me. I'm about to one young two mano or no go doom tree. They tell me all the time. They come to me. They tell me. Tribal conflict, any religious problems. It's a fact. And you are there. You experience it yourself. It is a trauma because he wants power. And yet you are. Timesra, Munyagidi, Segana, Ibetimia. Bedemasi, Yamisha Munya.
3FM Sunrise.
Parents of the NPP.
Are you ready to wake up, lads? Are you ready?
That all may not be well. Of course, as expected of elections, high tensions, high stakes. Well, the Dr. Bawumia campaign has also responded. And they say that Kennedy Japan's personal insult on His Excellency Dr. Bawumia are baseless and uninformed, as well as unwarranted. The Bawumia campaign has noted with a great concern a recent video message by Kennedy Japan, a fellow contender in the upcoming NPP presidential primaries. In the video, Kennedy Japan is seen falsely accusing His Excellency Dr. Bawumia of making remarks regarding the health status of Mr. Albert Aduboahene and a so-called decision not to participate in the 1996 NPP primaries. Furthermore, Kennedy Japan unfairly branded Dr. Bawumia as a liar who is unfit for leadership. For absolute clarity, Dr. Bawumia has never made the statements that have been attributed to him. We ask Honorable Kennedy Japan to produce the video or audio evidence without further delay if he stands by this baseless attack. In our political discourse, accuracy matters, words also matter. Wrongful attributions have the potential to unnecessarily mislead the public and inflame tensions within our party. We urge Honorable Japan to urgently apologize to Dr. Bawumia for the false statement he has made about him. Dr. Bawumia believes that as leaders, we must always state our views devoid of tantrums and personal insults while maintaining truthfulness, decorum, and restraint at all times. This is coming from the camp of Dr. Bawumia, and it is signed by Nana Kumia, the chairman of campaign communications of the Bawumia for President 2028 team. And it is in reaction or relation to the voice I played for you earlier, the voice of Kennedy Japan calling Dr. Bawumia a liar and making some accusations against him. So that's the latest from the various camps. In fact, we're having a conversation on the back of this. When we finish, we'll take a listen to some other candidates and what they have been saying. Dr. Jonathan Asantiotre is joining us at the moment. Doc, I'm grateful for your time. Dr. Asantiotre is a political analyst and the executive director of the African Institute of Strategic Studies. Good morning to you, Doc.
Good morning, Cosby.
I trust you're well, sir.
Well, I can't complain. How are you also doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. But it appears all is not well with the two camps, the two leading candidates in the NPP primaries. Dr. Bawumia is responding, his team is responding to a video by the camp of Kennedy Japan that says, or that has Kennedy Japan call Dr. Bawumia, a liar, and that he poorly performed in the 2024 elections from religious reasons to tribal reasons, amongst others. From where you sit as a political analyst, what do you make of what is happening between the two of them?
Crosby, thank you very much. Let me say good morning once again to your good self and to your listeners. I want listeners to remember what I said from the period when the thank you tour became a debacle. You remember I said on various media platforms that it was going to get murkier before probably it gets better. And so you could see that the party, foreseeing something of that sort, has decided that there is a need for what? A peace pact to be signed. It is an attempt to forestall. So you could see that I am sensing some kind of frustration from the part or the camp of Mr. Kennedy Japan, in the sense that he just wants to be frank and brutal about who Dr. Bawumia is, without mincing words. But you see, his style, without mincing words, sometimes he goes overboard. Sometimes the words he may use may be unnecessarily brutal. You can't still communicate the way you want to communicate without, sounding offensive, without being brutal, with the kind of diction that you choose. And so, but of course, typical of Mr. Kennedy Japan, that is a style of communication and very characteristic of him. Very vintage. He doesn't mince words when it comes to, being frank about what he feels about someone or what is exactly the case about someone. That is exactly what he has done. Now, consistent with Bawumia's style, you can see that the rebuttal is more refined. And of course, one way or the other, you look at it in such a way that it comes off as more or less ridiculing or poo-pooing what Mr. Kennedy, put out there. Of course, suggesting some kind of untruth. But they have also dared Mr. Kennedy Japan to come up with the videos of whatever he's claiming. And I think that in itself is equally dangerous on the part of the Bawumia's camp. In as much as the way and manner they communicated, for me, is evenly fair, that in itself could also lead to another batch of tantrum that could be held against him. Because if he begins to put that video into the social media terrain, then that will also begin another discourse. Crosby, the other thing too that might have influenced this particular tantrum or tirade from Mr. Kennedy Japan in very strong worded communication to the Bawumia camp is what is circulating in the social media, right? The various platforms of social media about the kinds of things he is reported to have said. Some kind of videos that he used to defend the party when the party was under attack, from Anas Aremio, Anas's video and report and, secret recording and all those things. And now you are using those things against him. Of course, as a way of letting the delegates not to vote for him, because then it means that is either an upstart or an unstable person. So that in itself, in conclusion, does not deserve to be the flag bearer of the MPP. So that is the fit response they have gotten from the man. In this case, he himself is leading this particular communication. And so it's when you situate the desire of the party to bring in the sign of this peace pact, of course, it is to forestall, and instill some kind of discipline and probably tie the hands of, some of these presidential candidates or aspirants, as it were, before, during, and then after the election. So the unthinkable, does not happen. Because if they are not careful, there could be another splinter group coming out of the MPP. Already the MPP is experiencing dwindling fortunes, right? You can look at, first of all, the 2024 elections. They were defeated summarily in a gargantuan fashion. After that, there was a rerun at Ablikuma North. 19, police stations, you lost. Then there is a by-election that happened at Akutia, you lost. There is an impending one, issue at, Pandai, and you can't also tell whether it's going to come back to you or it's going to go to the end of the. So they are just hemorrhaging, and for which reason the party ought to do something. And I think that as a way of ensuring that there is that kind of semblance of peace after the elections, that is the more reason why they are bringing in this peace pact. But it ought to be stated on record that this is the very first time I'm seeing an internal primaries be generated to that level, to the extent that the party is organizing a peace pact.
From the various camps, some supporters of the camps do not necessarily have a lot of trust in the committee running the presidential elections of the party. Will the peace pact remain merely a document that will be signed, or will translate into increasing the levels of trust and confidence in the entire election process, coming on the back of accusations and counter-accusations that these camps are throwing amongst themselves?
So that is the more reason why I argued that the General Secretary, Justin Kodia, made the mark when he decided to go on the tangent of preparing to expel Professor Boateng from the party. I felt that the posturing of the professor, good old, the venerable professor, should have demanded strategic communication from the General Secretary. Why am I saying so? The man accused the process, previously, that brought Dr. Bawumia as a flag bearer of being symbolic, accused the party of being fake, the original one being virtual. So if the process previously was symbolic and flawed, intimidation and other things, I expected the General Secretary to take the opportunity to outline the things, the processes that have been put in place, right, to ensure freely, fairly, and transparently conducted primaries come 31st. That would have nipped in the bud what the professor said. And of course, that could have changed the narrative as far as the media discussions are concerned. So that people will now look at the processes that they have put in place and say that this process is probably fair, or it is fair, and that whoever gets elected would have come out of what a fairly, freely and transparently conducted elections, and that whoever loses should not turn into a bad loser. He lost that particular opportunity to do so.
So, Doc,
he just rather targeted the person. And of course, you see how people have rebutted that, telling him that that is not the way to go. You are rather creating more problems for the party, because there are people who have that kind of mentality about the way and manner the party has been conducting itself. And of course, that man, Professor, has a vote. So, as a former minister, he has a vote. So, if you put in processes to expel him, and if the expulsion happens before the 31st, then whoever he spoke for would have lost that particular vote. And that in itself will create more, tension within the party. And so, I expect that this particular was a peace pact that ought to be signed tomorrow. I hope what contains in it will not let any of them withdraw, because there are two things involved in a peace pact. It either ties you down, or it fulfills your aspirations, for which reason you append your signature onto it. But it is just for the optics. It is just for the optics. I have asked the Ghana police to be up and doing, because the stakes for these impending elections are quite high. Because I am quite certain that the two leading camps, they will have vigilantes everywhere.
At this stage of the race, is there anybody who benefits politically from the heightened tension, and who is most at risk?
Well, because I think yesterday, a colleague professor, who is an MPP person, told me that Kennedy Japan is going to win. This is someone who was in the camp of Dr. Baumia in the previous elections, and they lost. So, interestingly, he has switched to Mr. Kennedy's camp. For whatever reasons, he only knows. He insisted that Kennedy is going to win the elections, and that the Kennedy camp, some of these delegates have remained quiet. They don't want the other side to know that they intend to vote this way or that way. But the voting should take place on the D-Day. It has become heightened because there seem to be some kind of surveys that have been done, polling that have been done by, some unrecognized, polling or survey institutions. I didn't know them until this period. This is Santi Africa, and then I just seen something. I hope I am correct, or I stand to be corrected. As to how they were able to get to those percentages, I don't know. But of course, if there is that tension, then I think that it could easily inure to the benefit of Mr. Kennedy. But the style of Dr. Baumia, that the refined type. Of course, it doesn't mean that he doesn't give punchlines. Don't forget that he's had cause to insult the NDC. People think that he doesn't. He knows how to insult, because some time ago, when the NDC came up with a certain, analysis on a certain issue, he said that they don't read, they should go and read. I mean, you don't have to tell somebody that the person is stupid before you say that this is an insult. I mean, that was brutal and frank insult, right, on the integrity of those members who did that. I've forgotten that particular issue. So he has a subtle way of giving his own punchlines, right? He may not be that frank and brutal about, certain diction that are unprintable. But I think that once there isn't much tension within the scope of what they intend to do, then obviously the Tabaumia will benefit from that. But I'm really impressed by the Kennedy camp, because it appears that they have really worked so hard. And in terms of campaign messaging, Mr. Kennedy's camp have always had a stronger campaign messaging than Dr. Baumia, and it happened in the 2024 primaries, and it is happening now. It is just because, of course, he's not been a vice president before, he's not been president before. So as a businessman, he thinks that this is the way to go. And he speaks to the core and pressing the emotional buttons of the delegates, and so it has become a bit difficult for Dr. Bawumia. That apart, where Dr. Bawumia comes from, he doesn't have a lot more population on his side, so he's virtually relying on some of the areas where, under normal circumstances, Mr. Kennedy could have swept those votes in those areas. So that is where his focus has recently been. And of course, the final one on this tension thing, if you remember, I said that people still look at Dr. Bawumia as a guest, that his umbilical cord is not tied to the MPP from the onset. So that is the more reason why there is that strong opposition against he becoming the leader in the impending elections. And I'm told that when he went to Asawase, one of the constituencies, he told them that he's not an alien. So it means that that particular message right, is sinking down among some delegates who feel that, no, maybe they will have to give Mr. Kennedy, a chance. So, if you look at the topsy-turviness of whatever is happening within the party, it's an eyesore. It is just unfortunate that they have gotten to this particular level. We just hope that once they are done, they'll be able to come together. We need a strong opposition to keep our government in check.
Great. Dr. Ochre, if you can indulge me and stay on the line for me, let me have a quick conversation with Professor Smart Sapon, who is a political researcher. Prof, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, Crosby, good morning.
We're talking about the recent happenings in the camp of the NPP. A video from Kennedy Japan calling Dr. Bawumia a liar, a response from Dr. Bawumia asking for an apology and all of that. There's the Peace Pact signing tomorrow, and already some of the aspirants and their supporters are raising concerns about how impactful this Peace Pact signing will be. From where you sit as a researcher, how often do late-stage controversies like this, how often do they change outcomes in delegate-based primaries?
Good morning to your good self once again, and to my brother Jonathan, good morning, and to our cherished listeners. Sometimes when you do an approach and you are not full, another approach adopted late can split your already gathered votes. And I'm saying because in an internal election, all main party members of delegates usually look forward to after the contest. And if there are any, like recently was made related comments, which would actually disturb the unity effort of the party, I am sure it has the propensity to or disperse some of your already gathered votes. I'm not saying it's going to be the case as we speak now, but I'm saying that in literature, in general sense, you have to guard all your gains up to the vote.
Professor Sapon, we're having trouble hearing you clearly. Your line is breaking. If you could adjust yourself a little.
Is it better now?
I think so, sir.
Okay. What I'm saying is that for the last day, it will be part of a political strategy to try and consolidate your gains, and not to that has a of gains, especially in an internal contest. Overwhelming would have wished or would wish that after the contest, unity effort becomes but an easy one.
We're still having trouble getting a better connection with Professor Smart Sapon. We'll reconnect with him and then we'll continue the conversation. But Dr. Ochre is still on the line with me. Doc, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Crosby.
Great. So I want to ask you this, that in the final days, 10 more days to this all-important primaries of the NPP, are delegates more influenced by loyalty, by fear of losing power, or by the electability arguments?
By what argument?
Electability.
Electability. Oh, okay. Now, you see, part of my argument over the period has been that at this point in time, I feel with certainty that the MPP delegates are in a dilemma. Now, electability is one. The main problem is that, yes, Dr. Baumia appears more refined, appears more experienced, negatively though, because his experience did not lead to the party winning, in 2024. They lost in a gargantuan fashion. So now the dilemma of the NPP delegate is that, okay, based upon the experience and then, all the characteristics that you can, attribute to Dr. Baumia. The point is that to elect Dr. Baumia should depend upon, one, two things that will have to happen in the NDC. Because they know the records of Dr. Baumia. Because he is the very person who ran the affairs of the country with Mr. Akufo-Addo. So he has to take on board all the records of President Akufo-Addo, bad and good and ugly. So that burden is there. Secondly, on the part of the NDC will have to perform abysmally by the end of 2028 in order to justify why the voters should nationally vote for Dr. Baumia.
Okay.
And two, the transition from Mr. Mahama to whoever, if it is not flawlessly done, but leads to this type of internal bickering that we are seeing in the MPP, then they will also have themselves to blame.
Right, I see.
So these are the two things.
Okay.
To elect Dr. Baumia, it's dependent upon these factors. To elect Mr. Kennedy is like you don't care about what the general populace of this country think. That's electability. So the man is popular within the party, but as to whether to be able to rake in the floating voters with his style of politicking is that which is still a dilemma for the delegates.
Okay. Doc, I'd like you to hold on for me. We've reconnected with Professor Smart Sapon. Prof, if you can hear me, thank you again for rejoining the conversation. You were making a point about how often such late-stage controversies, how often these controversies are likely to change the outcomes in delegate-based primaries. How likely is it?
Yeah, right. Better now.
Prof,
hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Internal contest, and the delegates are mindful of the unity after a contest. And our advice to the aspirants is that some of the things at this time could either build up their gains or even deflate the gains that they would have made over the time. The comments go away on Kennedy's camp, and it has the propensity of getting the gains rather than sustaining the gains. They should be unity-minded 10 days or so to the election. As for how delegates see the various candidates, I think that primarily delegates see these candidates as true party members. It is only due to campaign, and of course, when you are campaigning and you seek to win over somebody, sometimes you use all discretion, try to go for all the weaknesses in the other person. Else, Baumia wouldn't be seen by the delegates as an alien at all. Where they had come from in their history, Dr. Baumia's past was part of the UP. That's from where they traced their source. So most of the recent people would be calling themselves true members because they have their father or mother or somebody in their lineage was part of the founding members and all those things. But if you put that even aside, I think it doesn't matter the time you join a fellowship. Once you finish your probationary or whatever period, you are deemed to be or to be a full member of that fellowship. And it will be quite strange for anybody who is a united-minded or unity-minded to refer to you as an alien who are invented. Like, is it the Constitution or to say that, for example, the Constitution says you have to be 2 years to be accepted member, you have a yes, you are still not a full member of company. I mean, camps may want to use all means possible to gain some points. My advice to them would be that they should be unity-minded, because irrespective of the outcome, I am sure they want to unite. In fact, even when you unite, you would have to stay out facing NCC in 2028. How much more if you are unable to unite?
Doc, thank you. Let me come back to you, Dr. Asante-Okyere. So, 10 days to the D-Day. If nothing changes in tone or structure or approach of the candidates, of the party, of the leadership of the party itself, what is the single biggest risk the NPP faces going into the primaries and coming out of the primaries?
Well, another group could easily emerge out of the party. A splitter group could come out of the party. That is the worst thing that could happen to the party at this point in time. Then the other possible thing that could happen during the elections is, if the process is not foolproof and transparent and fairly conducted, they risk some kind of commotion at certain, places within the country. And that in itself will also be unhealthy for the image and the forward-looking of the party.
I see. Prof, can you still hear me? Are you still on the line, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great.
Yeah,
my final question then, like I asked Dr. Okyere, is that in the final days of such an election that is very highly competitive, are delegates more influenced by loyalty, by fear of losing power, or by the argument of electability?
Well, all delegates have and want to go for a candidate who, in their view, would maximize their chances of making an impact in 2028. And all the factors would come together into who to make it to our impact point. That is what will dominate. At some point, I hope this time it is properly managed, but not it is likely to raise its head again. At a point like George rightly mentioned, there will be some misunderstanding that could degenerate into commotion at some places. Commotion are high when but
unfortunately, Prof, your line has not been very friendly to us this morning. It's sad. It has not been very friendly to us this morning. But let me take your final words, Dr. Asante-Okyere. Your final words to the NPP going into the elections 10 days more.
Hello, Crosby.
Yes, Doc. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right. So what I'm asking is your final words about the upcoming primaries. We have 10 days to the D-Day.
Yeah. Well, I have to wish them well. They should tone down in the kinds of diction they put out, because it will definitely become a campaign message from their main opponent, the NDC. And whoever emerges will have to now struggle, to clear all the odds, and that will not be that easy and simple. So that apart, if they really have in mind that the common index is the NPP, and that whoever emerges, we need the forces combined to ensure that they prosecute a campaign in 2028 that will be solid. Then obviously they will have to tone down their excesses. But apart from everything, I wish them well, and I hope and pray they will come out unscathed.
Dr. Ochre, thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Echo UTV. Now you be sad, say, why winning about me winning at the Echo. Who bet me a support on a man winning 2028? Or see no answer. Tell me now, or see no answer. Unity, I mean, shame. Where elections here, you go. Say, who lose you? On your coupon, I have. If you say, okay, who we need at the end of 2 or Quemono. The only lose no, and you were free. Terukura no danasi.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the 2 leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before.
No empire possible no man no mateno. Now sheko no mama ya manyoku no. Normally akuma elbow ball e diabro we ni moda. Never say be free defense oh. Benji ball no sheko no mama manyoku no. Aye to me and I hear she. Family home. Obey me and those and your bad. Near my Japadia, maybe be shame, nothing say you big loss. Party no don't. And I'm here, dear me, and the mine. And I hear come. Ye lusu and I hear quote thank you to. Ye timi akwenwi. Ye yi ba kusifi ba sinim e wo bono ho ba bi mi nso mukaya. Ye yi Kennedy si for me nim kwa your fast or back cry. No yi ni sifi ba sinim. Amu si na numu asem and I can't be near Lucy Albert Nabas who's I there's a phone again. Why no war of was I why no was in a man so working Akim Swedro as a neck man so Akim Swedro watch as a working mother. I want you dear one to come and move say elections here I because a Kennedy winner. I brought anybody who supporters no be buano. I'm an winning 2028. Why ne was such? Why ne was such? 2 means on a year. Why soon what GD no say Bawumia winning? Kennedy supporters no be buano and winning 2028. Why ne was such? I am the only one that can unify this party for our 2028. Yeah, we
So that's it from the camp of the NPP. And of course, with 10 days to the D-Day, to the primaries, the 31st of January 2026. Trust us here on Sunrise and on 3FM 92.7. That will keep you updated. Let's leave the camp of the NPP and then get into some other conversations this morning. And we're talking about Ken Oforiatta.
The big conversation.
on behalf of DHS.
And Mr. Chair,
Chason, given that the nature of the issues that will be discussed during the bond hearing, are you requesting that the bond hearing be closed?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm glad you raised that. I was going to raise it. And for the record, I would just let, if I may, Your Honor. But
so the other issue is there's also a master calendar hearing, and I believe that given the nature of the issues, that sensitive subjects will be raised during the master calendar hearing. Are you also requesting that the master calendar hearing be closed to the public?
yes, and one clarification, Your Honor. We would like both hearings to be closed to the public. However, with respect to the bond hearing, we would like to have that held as soon as humanly possible to include today. I defer to the court in how to make that happen.
I understand. So, okay. So all the individuals who are in the WebEx, the matter is going to be held as a private hearing under United States immigration law. If either party requests that a hearing be closed to the public, under the circumstances, the court is going to close this hearing. So if anyone in the WebEx who is here to view this hearing, either the bond hearing or the master calendar hearing, you should leave the hearing now because we cannot proceed until you have left the WebEx. And no one other than the parties will be allowed to be present during the hearing. So, and if you're an attorney who has another matter before the court this afternoon, I will move you into the lobby so that the hearing on this matter can proceed. But again, anyone who is present, who is not one of the parties or is not an attorney on another immigration matter should leave the WebEx. Otherwise, we will have to expel you from the WebEx. And so, Mr. Chason, we're going to go off the record so that we can remove the other individuals who are in the WebEx from the hearing. And again, I just urge everyone who is not associated with one of the parties or is not an attorney in another immigration matter, please remove yourselves from the WebEx. And we're off the record.
The conversation or the happenings in court yesterday, of course, that was before the hearing began in camera. Well, Ken Ofori-Atta, Ghana's former finance minister, he appeared in a U.S. immigration court in Virginia yesterday, January 20, following his detention by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement over what authorities say is an improper or expired visa stay or status. The hearing focused on his immigration status and bond conditions, and the court barred the public from attending. At the end, the judge adjourned the case to April 26 for the next hearing. The session was ordered to be held privately, meaning key details are not public yet. An immigration lawyer provided context on what happened in court and the legal processes ahead. We've been joined on the phone lines by some lawyers. Hamza Suhini Shaibu is private legal practitioner and the NDC communication member. Also, Austin Bracco Powers is another private legal practitioner. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Governor. I hope you are doing well.
Very fine, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'll start with you, Hamza. I don't know whether you monitored, proceedings, although it was in camera at a point, but you monitored how it started and the plea by lawyers for Ken Ofori-Atta to have the session held in camera and all of that. From where you sit, in terms of how it looked like and in terms of the impact it has on anything, What do you make of everything? Hamza, can you hear me? Unfortunately, I don't seem to connect to Hamza Suhini, but we'll try and reconnect with him. I still have Austin Bracco Powers with me. Austin, can you hear me?
Yes, no, I can hear you.
Great. I can hear you loud and clear. We had a conversation yesterday about how different what is happening in the U.S. is from the extradition request or processes Ghana has started. And you explained to us it's not related in any way, but it may have some effect on the happenings in the courtroom yesterday. But Austin, talk to us from where you sit. What happened yesterday? Explain it to us.
So like you were articulated, let me say good morning to your listeners and those who are watching on social media, any of the social media platforms. Now, like we articulated yesterday, the immigration case, which is a case before the immigration judge, has absolutely nothing to do with the extradition process that Ghana has initiated. And I want your listeners to get this in mind. Now, with the immigration process that Ken is currently facing in the U.S. court, his appearance yesterday solely about bond. Now, about whether he should be released from detention. And you will notice that earlier his lawyers had made a request, which was declined by the judge. And this is another opportunity for the judge to consider some circumstances within which the judge will have to make a determination as to whether or not to grant Ken bail or not. So, in other words, so it was yesterday's hearing. It was purely a bond matter as to whether or not he should be released from the detention camp or the detention facility, so that he could then be in his home and go attend to court hearing anytime he is summoned. Now, that is also different from the substantive matter itself. That is why he is still in the U.S. after the revocation of his visa. That is a substantive matter. So this is more like a prelude to the substantive matter, because he doesn't want to be in detention to exhaust the process. So he wants an opportunity for the judge to allow him to go home or rest or be with the family, so that as and when he is required or is needed, he will come to court. So yesterday's hearing was a different thing. And the thing is that during immigration hearing, the detainee has an opportunity to request for in-camera hearing. So, in other words, you can tell the judge, make a request to the judge that you don't want this hearing, particularly your hearing, to be made public. It is a right. In fact, it is something you can exercise. But before you exercise it, there must be some certain factors that you must meet. So first of all, the gravity of the case must weigh, but it must be heavy. It is the substance of the case. And again, whether or not there's a political interest. Now you will notice that if you join the link yesterday, you will notice there were so many other Ghanaians and other people on the call.
True.
I should tell you that this issue has generated a lot of interest, significant interest. So it falls within the powers of the court to have granted him his request, because a lot of interest is at stake. Ghana is seeking, and I know some elements of the governing National Democratic Congress Party who also happen to join the court. So the interest. So you look at the weight of the case. You look at the interest and whether or not there's an element of political persecution. So these are matters an immigration judge will have to take into consideration in deciding whether or not he or she would grant the request for in-camera hearing, and which yesterday the judge significantly did, and he did with their request. So it is in line with the right of Ken. So it must be borne out of mind that this matter has just begun. In fact, it won't be an overnight conclusion. The conclusion will not be done overnight. It will take a while. it could take even some months for this matter to be concluded. And purely because and we must let it think that it is only about immigration issues. The reason why he still stayed in the U.S. after the revocation of his visa, that is what he is in the immigration court for, and not because of the extradition process that we initiated.
I see. Hamza, good morning to you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, good morning to you, my brother.
Great,
I can hear you
great. Thank you for joining us. So, what happened yesterday? Councillor Austin has explained to us how different it is and how we may be rushing into some form of excitement when it will not or may not come as early as a lot of people are anticipating. From what you said, what do you make of all of the communication surrounding it and the thinking or the expectations people have of what is happening or ongoing in the U.S.?
I think, first of all, it is important to state that we cannot fault anybody for being interested in this particular matter, especially considering the evolution of the current ICE issues that Ken is having. Remember that upon assumption of office, this new government inherited many investigations that were ongoing from the previous administration. And one of such major cases had to do with the SML. And so Ghanaians, even prior to the election of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, had issues with the SML arrangement. Many were already calling for investigations into that matter. And I guess that was the reason why the Office of the Special Prosecutor was petitioned to start work in relation to that matter. And so interest in Ken raged on even before this new administration came into office, especially in matters of accountability. So it is dangerous to create an impression that the interest is quite sudden. What might have heightened that interest in the affairs of Ken basically has to do with his refusal to come back to the country to face issues of accountability. Something that is quite strange to many Ghanaians, not just NDC supporters and NPP supporters. I think that many of us consider this quite strange, especially considering the fact that many of his colleagues are before lawful institutions in this country accounting for their stewardship in office. And so that is the reason why, if I'm to hazard a guess, why there seems to be that major interest in Ken's matter. So it is partially self-inflicted because of the path he chose. But like my brother indicated, what is happening in the United States of America is completely outside the control of the Ghanaian authorities. United States of America, just like Ghana, is a sovereign state. It is governed by its own rules and laws. And so if you are granted a visa to visit and you overstay the terms of your visa, the lawful authorities within that jurisdiction are mandated to reach out to you to ensure that you comply with the terms of your visa, failure upon which they can present you before any lawful court to fast-track your removal from the United States of America. And I think that is what is happening. And it is not just in relation to Ken Ofori-Atta alone. Many other people are going through the same process. Many of our Ghanaian compatriots are there, going through similar processes. But what I do know is that they give you ample time to justify your continuous presence in that particular country. And so I agree with Austin to a very large extent when he said that determination rests squarely on the judge in applying the U.S. laws. But what they will also consider possibly would be the extradition request before the United States authorities now. In as much as this is an immigration matter strictly before the courts in reaching such decisions would consider in the remotest of senses many other factors, including the extradition request. I think that was the reason why it was easier for the judge yesterday to grant the in-camera sitting, because it is quite clear, like many Ghanaians are interested in it. And so in reaching that conclusion, I don't think that the judge was wrong, but it is not out of place because you see, even as a government, we have always assured Ken that he will be taken through lawful authority. And if it is in the interest of Ken, as far as his eventual defense in Ghana is concerned, that many of these engagements in the U.S. be kept in camera from the Ghanaian authorities, why not? I think that it is within his legal right to do so. And we ought to respect that.
Right. And also, there's the bit also about the public communication in Ghana that could possibly have influence a certain extent, although it may be very small, a certain extent on the proceedings in the U.S. Comments from the Attorney General, comments from the Special Prosecutor himself, that may be sounding like some form of political persecution in the minds of U.S. authorities. Don't you think we also have contributed in the cycle we now have found ourselves in, that Ken Ofori-Atta may want to take advantage, although for the U.S. they may be doing what in their eye is very right and proper?
Excuse me, what comments are deemed political persecutions from the Attorney General?
The comments from the Special Prosecutor, for instance, that may be misinterpreted as a form of political persecution. You remember that Ken Ofori-Atta himself has had cause to complain to Ambassador Victor Smith through his cousin that he's concerned about how he will be treated when it comes to Ghana. So if he makes an information like this known to the U.S. authorities.
You see, my brother, I think that I have made the point before on another platform that Ghanaians or state institutions in Ghana are not entrepreneurs of the fears of Ken. We are simply advocates of the rule of law. And so, until you're able to give me an example of a statement either from the Special Prosecutor or the Attorney General that seeks to suggest some form of political persecution, it is difficult for one to conclude that his worry stems from the possibility of political persecution, especially when we have many of his colleagues before lawful authority in this country. Indeed, and that's why I gave you that historical evolution of his troubles. It shouldn't be lost on any person. I think that we should not hide behind legalities. That Ken had a premeditated intention to avoid accountability in this country. That is not hidden. That is not hidden. But you see, as a responsible government, we understand that irrespective of our views, as far as his strategic move intended to avoid accountability is concerned, our responsibility as a government elected to uphold the rule of law is to ensure that we do not allow our personal views on the matter to cloud essential legal requirements. And so far, this government and state institutions have not conducted themselves in ways that suggest that indeed Ken will be politically persecuted, especially when he has not yet even appeared before any of our investigative bodies. I think that we should not give them the luxury of trading in what he terms fears that he cannot even point to specifics. We should rather concentrate on the legalities like I did in relation to the hearing we had yesterday. Regardless of my personal views about the case, I think that what happened in court was legal. I also feel that the processes being used by Ghana intended to get him before our lawful institutions are lawful means. And so it is not about the fears. When it comes to allegations of corruption or allegations of crime, victims in one way or the other will always have their fears. But our laws must stand. The NDC is not trading in the fears of Ken or Gabi or Tredako. We are advocating for collective compliance when it comes to the rules and laws of this country. That cannot be termed as political persecution.
I see. Austin, if you can still hear me, so this is the thinking, or this is the argument that is being made, that there has not been any proper evidence or proof of any attempt to politically persecute Ken Ofori-Atta, so it does not even matter in the equation of things.
I think it will just the claim. I mean, if we'll do a great service to Ghanaians when we talk about when we'll be able to double in the two. The thing is that the prosecutorial process of both the OSP and the Attorney General have created this atmosphere. So when Hamza says what evidence does he have, I think we need to speak to the fact. These are conjectures. If Ken evidence that we know is that he wrote to the then chief of staff that he was going to seek medical attention outside the jurisdiction. He did say he was running away. When the Hamza become a mind reader, the Hamza can conclude that by reason of someone writing an excuse letter, the person has given an intention to run away. I don't get it. We want to speak to the fact. The thing is that it is our work to look at the matters before us and to do due diligence. I think that the procedural process, now the way, if you look at the trajectory from the way the OSP handled this case, it is not out of place for Ken to say that he is scared, and he has not even said that he is scared to come because of the way they will treat him. It is people around him who are telling us. We have not heard that from Ken. But I'm saying that monitoring and looking at the trajectory, the process, the procedural process of the Attorney General, the OSP, it is clear, and even element of this level. Now, when they talk, when they speak, the conclusion is that Ken is a criminal. When they speak, you could see even their own supporters, the way they comment on issues, it is just to buttress what the larger party has been thinking about. That Ken is criminal, that Ken has engaged in. But mind you, the OSP has only conducted investigations. The investigations and the merits of these investigations are yet to be tested in court. So I have said that public commentary, that's why I have always been on the Attorney General to be cautious and manage expectations, because sometimes the comments we make and that case we draw conclusions will feed into public perception. Then the people will draw a conclusion that this person is A or B, or this person is criminal or not. And when you're unable to secure conviction on a particular matter, then the people will say that you didn't do your work well. It is because of the way we build their expectation. We must let them know that in a court of competent jurisdiction, the opposing party or the accused also has an opportunity to be heard, and the accused can defend and rebut any evidence we think we have marshaled. So it is simplistic for Hamza to say that Ken is running away, and I have not seen any evidence to that. The government has not even given me any evidence. The Attorney General himself has not adduced any evidence to that Ken, by reason of he writing to the then chief of staff to go on medical leave, he has an intention to run away. I don't see. So we must be clear. This Attorney General, the thing is that you came on the back of ORA, but the way they are running their activity, the way they are going about the activity, the ORA, it looks like they are being rather ORA itself that they are taking to achieve. The thing is that you said you wanted accountability. Fair and square. Ghanaians support you. Personally, I support any attempt to bring Ken or anybody to face trial, but I don't support any attempt to create or prejudge a matter when a court of competent jurisdiction hasn't had opportunity to do that. So Hamza may be doing politics to say that yes, Ken is running away, and it is within his right to do that, because this is what the politicians normally do. They draw conclusions when there are no evidence, and to say that the Attorney General and the OSP have not done anything that being an intention or anything that presupposes that this is more like a political persecution. Maybe he's not reading the room, but if he had read the room carefully, he would have drawn this conclusion.
Austin, thank you. Let me pick your final thoughts on this, Hamza. If you're still on the line with me,
first of all, I was attempting to resist the temptation to at least refer you to the selective amnesia of my brother. In his earlier submission, he's accusing me of doing politics. In his earlier submission, you remember that as part of the reasons why he saw sense in the judge's decision to uphold Ken's application for in-camera proceedings had to do, in his own words, because some NDC people joined. That's when he introduced the politics into it. Ghanaians joined. You are unable to give a scintilla of evidence that suggests that it was NDC people who joined that led to a consideration of that particular decision by the judge. But you see, we are talking law. And since the promulgation of the 1992 Constitution, it has been clear, unless, of course, someone who is doing politics under the cover of being a lawyer, it is clear to any watcher of our democratic space that any time there are allegations of corruption against a former political office holder, there's the tendency for the other side of the political divide to raise issues of politics. Look, there were times the NDC, the persecutions of, what's his name? Prosecutions of former COCOBOT CEO, Opuni and the likes. NDC had issues with it. But the likes of Opuni did not cook up reasons to run out of the country. And the fact that you have communicated to the new government the reason why you are out of the country does not mean that we should take your explanations hook, lines, and sinker. Because we consider many other variables in reaching a conclusion as to whether indeed your reason for absence are sincere or they are cooked up to achieve a certain end to it, attempting to avoid accountability. It is left for us to draw that conclusion. And when we draw that conclusion based on the evidence available to us, it does not mean that we are doing politics. And Austin needs to know that distinction. Ken might have, yes, undoubtedly requested through his cousin, who was president then, that he was traveling for medical release, treatment. Upon return, he would face the lawful authorities of the country. He has not returned. The country needs him to answer certain questions. He is unwilling. And it's been more than a year. And this is historic. He has not even faced our lawful authorities. He's avoiding the possibility of facing that lawful authorities. But as we speak today, he has found the energy and time to subject himself to another lawful authority in another sovereign country. That is the United States of America.
Right.
Why is it that he did not deem it appropriate as a measure of honor and respect to the Republic of Ghana to subject himself to same? What the Ghanaian authorities demanded. These are the questions we should be asking.
Right.
And so the intention as to whether indeed his absence is sincere or not is left on to many well-meaning Ghanaians to decipher. And I can tell you as a matter of fact, unless you are a pretender, everybody knows that Ken's intention not to appear before the lawful authorities of this country is not hidden. It is even the basis of the extradition request. And he is opposing that extradition request. And one of his reasons is the fact that he does not think that he will be entitled to fair trial in our country, injuring the international reputation of the Republic of Ghana, even as a former finance minister. And so these are the facts.
Right.
And when we state it, we are not doing politics. On one leg, we are trying so hard to protect the international reputation of the Republic of Ghana, because many other international organizations reference Ghana as an example of a working democracy. Today, Ken, by this singular conduct, is telling the international community that your perception about Ghana's democracy is a sham. What happens there is disregard for the rule of law, and we persecute political opponents.
Right.
When it comes to the concerns and complaints of political parties, anytime there's a change of government about political persecution, it has always been there. So what is different? What makes this particular case different?
Counsel, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time with us. Hamza Suhini Saibu is a private legal practitioner and an NDC communications team member speaking with us. To you, Na Adole El Shiba. From your friends and family, God bless your new age. Have a great year ahead. Happy birthday to you, Elishiba. And this one says, a happy birthday, Megan Baba. Happy birthday, Megan Baba. Thinua Brew. You're 5 today. Keep being curious, kind, and full of joy from your mom, aunt, and grandma.
I found no other love.
If today's your birthday, happy birthday to you. We have to go. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. My name is Noble Crosby and Sisters Don Olo Frazakundo, Tiani, DJ Abiam Corey, the entire production team. Thank you so much for joining us. Christabel Sasa Strebe is up next with news. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great morning.
That I